pain, muscle soreness, or arthritis, finding a natural remedy that works instantly seems non-existent. Most over-the-counter pain remedies, such as icy hot Bengay, only focus on one basic cooling effect, such as menthol, which temporarily takes your mind off the pain until that pain returns an hour or so later. Solution: if you're looking to get rid of nagging joint and muscle pain immediately while providing long-lasting recovery, then you need to try the natural breakthrough pain relief solution, Cryofreeze Cbd, developed by Omax Health. This is non-prescription, triple-action pain relief roll-on, and it is specifically formulated to block pain receptors, reduce inflammation, and improve muscle and joint flexibility. The best part is this is 100% natural. The CBD-powered remedy works its magic within 10 minutes of application, and relief lasts up to 8 hours, much longer than the over-the-counter products. It's easy to throw into your gym bag, take on the go for emergency pain relief. Simply roll it on where it hurts and ice out the pain with an Arctic blast. Omax Health is offering my listeners 20% off a full bottle of Cryofreeze pain relief roll-on plus free shipping. This discount also applies towards products site-wide. Just go to omaxhealth.com today and enter the promo code BERT to take advantage of this incredible savings. So if you're looking to relieve your muscles and joint pain within 15 minutes and need a natural yet powerful solution that is tested and works, try Cryofreeze Pain Relief Roll-On. This quick-absorbing, scientifically backed formula provides pain relief instantly, and if pro athletes use it, it's got to work. Remember, go to omaxhealth.com today and enter the promo code BERT to take advantage of this incredible savings. That is Omax Health, O-M-A-X health.com, and enter the promo code BERT to get 20% off Cryofreeze and site-wide. Don't let muscle soreness continue to be an excuse for living an active lifestyle. Go to omaxhealth.com and feel relief faster.
22, I got involved with the Russian mafia. Here's how it happened.
Looks like they've been breastfeeding for a year.
Bart, what's your name? Bert?
Oh, my mom's gonna be so upset.
There's not a Mormon I've ever met that I haven't loved.
Jesus Christ.
I think LA's made it. I think I'm noticing New York comics coming to LA for the first time ever.
Really?
Like, New York comics are out all the time. Tim Dillon lives out here now.
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, it's part of you guys have you own the podcast world. You guys are killing it. You got the Theos and the Delias and the Rogans and the You and the Segura. You guys have studios. Well, not you. Yeah. You're still fucked. But Segura's got like a compound over there, and I did Dr. Drew's thing, and they give you water and beef jerky.
Did you do Segura's?
No, I did Dr. Drew.
Yeah,
but I saw the whole thing.
Yeah. So
it's great. You guys are killing it. As I always say, Dave Attell, who we all worship, is walking around with a CVS bag.
What a great Rogan appearance.
What
a great Rogan appearance.
I appreciate it.
It was awesome. It's all the things I love about you.
Wow.
You showed up and brought.
I did Fallon, got on a flight, landed in LA at midnight, went out drinking with a bunch of friends, fell asleep in the suit, woke up hungover, and just drove straight there, and just it all came out. I think I was still kind of buzzed.
Did you didn't drink with him on the show?
A little bit, yeah. I was trying to get over the hump because I was kind of hurting.
Yeah,
and it was
classic Norman.
Oh, thanks.
You hungover with very little sleep is hilarious.
Your filter goes away a little, and you just pour it out of me. And he's a tough guy to gauge, And then he's so famous and popular and rich that you're like, don't piss him off. But then you're like, fuck it, I still got to be me. And you're doing that whole thing the whole 3 hours.
Well, it's funny because that never was like a thing. It wasn't a thing until like he started getting on guys like presidential candidates and Elon Musk, and people started seeing him as something maybe that he is not. I believe. I think he's a pretty regular hang and likes to get his balls busted.
Sure.
And I love that you called him fatty a couple times.
Oh yeah. Well, we played pool for 3 hours after.
Oh, did you really?
Good normal guy. Yeah, he's just a regular dude, and he talks shit, and you're like, oh, I didn't think you would think that because you're so huge.
He's just fucking very regular.
Very regular. Yeah. He's the real deal.
And I texted you, I think, the next day, and you're like, yeah, see if we get some backlash. There's no backlash.
You don't think?
I don't think you'll get any.
All right,
the only person you get backlash from would be Chelsea.
Oh, right. I didn't think about that.
But we had said the same thing about the documentary. It's not even a documentary. It's a field piece.
Right.
It's a field piece she did about
white privilege.
Yeah, but there's so many. It was a very thoughtful piece, but it was just very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. And I just picture black people watching it, like going like, hey, what is this?
Like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a really hard thing to take someone's. I don't know. It didn't come. None of it made me laugh.
No, and the irony is she's getting paid a lot of money to do it.
She's getting paid millions.
Wow. And then black people sit and listen to her. Like, isn't that privilege? I don't know. It seems all very humorous.
I have a hard time being critical of anyone making anything that are comics.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
She's but I watched it and it was like little things caught me off guard. Little things bothered me, like that she went to the boyfriend's house and they rented her like a cheap rental car.
Uh-huh.
But that's not. She would never. She would never.
Oh, good catch.
She would never.
Good point.
So it was kind of like
phony,
like taking off her jewelry before she went to go see them. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And I was really blown away at how underscored the idea that she was living in a shooting gallery. She was living in a heroin den.
Really? I didn't watch.
The mom was addicted to heroin.
What?
Her boyfriend's mom was a heroin addict.
Uh-huh.
Her boyfriend was a heroin addict.
Wow.
He was a heroin dealer. And she was like, it was like the movie Traffic.
Damn.
Her dad came in just like the movie Traffic. She said it. I was blown away by that. I was like, what?
Damn.
Yeah, came in, grabbed her by the hair,
what?
and pulled her out.
Damn. I mean, she seems like a cool chick. And
remember the scene of Michael Douglas goes in and his daughter's laying with some black dude?
Yes.
That was Chelsea Handler's real life.
Wow. Well, she's kind of grizzled. Like, I've only met her once or twice, and she's got edge, you know? Like, I wouldn't fuck with her.
Oh, yeah. I would. I mean, I called her a cunt on my special, but I did it out of love.
Sure.
But, like, her stand-up, it bums me out that she gave up stand-up because her stand-up was fun to watch.
Oh, really?
Ari and I were just talking about this on the bus the other night. Like,
yeah.
she was a murderer.
Yeah.
And she was fun to watch. She didn't give a fuck. She was hot.
Yeah.
And man, I fell in love with her the day I saw her. I was like,
oh, yeah.
This girl I date a heartbeat.
She's one of those ladies, like I did Jim and Sam, and she walked in, and you're immediately like, you're the alpha. Even as a guy, you're like, you kick my ass, choke me, pin me down, you take it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hot. And she looks great.
I still think she's hot.
Oh, yeah. Great.
Did I follow her on Instagram, and she had 1 year where she went skiing for 4 months.
Privilege.
Like, I think she
must be nice.
So the Rogan, did you get what they call the Rogan bump? I noticed ticket prices boosting up a tad bit. Not ticket prices, ticket numbers.
I don't know yet. We'll see. My social medias went way up, and I'm getting a million messages, and I've answered every one, by the way, which is a full-time job. But I'm in Sacramento this weekend, and that's a hard club to fill.
Punchline?
Yeah. That's a bigger room for a guy like me, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. So this is the big gauge. Well,
we'll see right now. Let's just go online and look at Sacramento. See how. Have you sold any shows out yet?
I don't know. I didn't know you could look.
Oh, you don't get your numbers?
Not before I get them after.
Oh.
I'm an amateur here.
We got our numbers. I was talking to Sebastian about that.
Oh, nice.
Yesterday.
Teach me.
There's two types of people in this business. There's people like myself who I look at my numbers every day.
Yeah.
Every day I find out how many tickets sold. I average about 20 tickets a day. Like you go on sale and then you'll have a good flood of tickets, right? And then just daily you just get like 20, 40 tickets sold, 70 tickets sold, and then the week of they bump up, they ramp up.
Right.
Because I'm always blown away that people know what they want to do that far out.
Mm-hmm.
For me, what I do is I have a fixed price for pre-sales that you will get the tickets for, and then it's out of my control after that.
Man, this is like watching Bruce Lee crack a board. This is your thing.
Let's see.
Gary Goldman can write a killer bit, and these numbers, the way you talk about it, it's like a chef cooking.
Invisible Disability comedy show is on Sunday. You're not doing Sunday, huh?
No, thank you. I hate
Early
a Sunday.
Saturday. Ooh, wait. What is your ticket price?
This is going to be embarrassing.
Nice, Mark.
Oh, really?
No, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't see this coming. By the way, I checked your little spike thing you showed me. You know, the graph.
Yeah.
Woo! Did that hit the ceiling?
Oh, did it?
Very exciting. Yeah, it looked like I was in a coma, a career coma, and then I had a hiccup.
Nice. You're gonna have a good weekend.
All right.
Yeah, you're gonna have a good weekend. Congratulations.
Hey, this is the first. This is a big deal for me. I've been doing Funny Bones for 12 years.
Sacramento. That's a great timing to do Rogan and then do the Punchline.
Perfect.
Punchline's Live Nation.
Oh,
Yeah.
You see, once again, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So we get updated ticket sales every day at like 5:00. And I was talking to Sebastian because I talked to Bill about it, Burr, one time. I said something. I go, do you get your ticket thing? He goes, yeah, I get my tickets. I said, do you look at it? And he goes, nah. I said, why not? And he goes, they all sell out.
Ah.
And I said, really? He goes, yeah, and if they don't, and Brian Regan said the exact same thing. He goes, if they don't, you got to remember, 92% still a sellout.
Oh, yeah. I never thought about that.
Yeah, because it's, I mean, at a certain point, in some places, there's only like scattered 1-seat tickets available throughout the thing.
Right.
And so you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm hurting. We've been doing it up all weekend.
Have you been partying?
Yeah.
Really?
I can't stop because I never get out here, and then you see all the people, and then you get the free drinks at the club. So
Where have you been doing spots?
just the Improv, the store, the Laugh Factory last night. I've been doing like 3 a night, and I'm driving around with the tequila in one hand and going down Sunset at my rental. So I've really been pushing it. It's a good time. I'll take a tequila out of the store, bring it to the factory, chug it on the sidewalk, go in, get a drink in there, do the set. It's fun. The comedy's at a great place. We did Kill Tony, that was sold out. That was hot. Ari showed up. Great time.
Oh, was that last night?
Yeah.
Nice.
The LA scene it's electric.
LA's on fire right now.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty
I love
fucking. It's pretty neat. But I think I'm moving to New York for like a couple weeks. Yeah.
Holy shit! What
in
happened?
December.
Divorce?
Yeah. Leanne and I are calling it quits.
Well, we all knew it was coming.
Yeah. No, I have to have a new hour by January.
What?
Yeah. So
you're that guy now. You're gonna do the rushed hour that everybody has, and even Bill Burr. Everybody had that 1 week one, and here it comes.
I'm not doing it for a special. I'm doing it for a tour. So I mean, the way it works for me is you shoot your special, and then you got to scrap that material, but you can skate off that material until the special airs. You can skate off bits and pieces.
Exactly.
And you write your new hour while kind of like, it's almost like you drop things when you can.
Yeah.
But
sure.
in order, and I did it I did the same thing last time, but in order to get enough material where you can at least do 30 new minutes.
Yep.
You've got to write a dickload.
Oh yeah, it's like dead skin. The good skin will stay, but you got to get rid of that bad shit.
When are you shooting your next hour?
I have the hour ready. It's like tight as a drum, lights out, killer, but no one will have me.
Really?
I tried everywhere. I pitched, and they go, "Oh, we'll see. We're looking for trans in a wheelchair, and like an Asian amputee and all that." So I can't sell it, but I've got it. Denver Comedy Works taped it top to bottom.
Oh, you recorded it?
Well, I've recorded an album, and we're like waiting to put the album out. I was like, well, maybe somebody will do it. Maybe Netflix will do it, and then nothing. So I just put the album out, I guess.
Would you do one of those 30 minutes for
I would
Netflix?
prefer a 30.
Really?
Yeah, because I could do all my just top tier A+ bits and get in, get out, and I don't think people are watching a lot of hours.
I don't think. I don't think it's anyone's getting any hours. To be honest,
Right,
with you.
right.
It's so hard to get an hour these days.
It's like Seinfeld got one, and people like that, like Howie Mandel, I heard is doing one.
It's crazy.
Eddie Murphy, they want.
Eddie Murphy.
And Nate got one.
Nate got one. Taylor Tomlinson got one.
Wow.
Yeah, Taylor Tomlinson's shooting hers in Portland.
Woo, she's gonna be huge.
Yeah, she is.
What is she? 28.6.
She's a child.
Yeah,
and she's really talented. She's a
very
great joke
funny.
writer.
Very funny. Killer.
And do you ever think of like? I don't think I get rich quick schemes, but I fantasize about things I can do that will sell tickets, like a plane crash and I rescue people.
I think about that all the time. I used to think about that with getting laid. Like, all right, maybe I'll set up a fake robbery and then I'll beat the guy up and then she'll blow me. But yeah, I do that. Like, I always want to save the day somehow and have it go news viral. Like loser comedian with small penis saves old lady from getting raped.
Here's the question though: do you mention your like say you save the day, news crews show up, they go, "Hey, can we talk to you for a second?" Do you say, "Hey guys, I got a show in Sacramento this coming week"? I know that kid's still smoldering, but
right. I think you let them say it. And they always go, "Funny man, stops child abuse."
It doesn't happen. I was in the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I edited it.
What, the hockey thing?
No. I was doing hang on, let me just see if I have it on my phone. It's really funny because God, great ticket prices. Do you have a door deal up in? Sorry.
I don't even know what that is, really.
So that's a no.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's a guarantee, but I hit bonuses.
Okay.
Or what do you call it? A percentage.
That's a percent. Yeah. That's part of the door.
I just did, and they never think I'm going to make it, so they always give me a pretty good one. And I did it in Denver, and it was the most money I've ever made at a weekend.
Denver's the club where everyone makes the most money they've ever made for the first time.
It's like your cherry.
Wendy's pretty fucking cool. And she is pretty legit about being fair. That was the most money I ever made in my life. I did a Sunday show there.
Yeah, so did I.
And then they said, "We'll give you 80% of the door." I shouldn't. I don't give a fuck. They give you 80% of the door for Sunday, and any other shows that we add, we'll give you 100% of the door.
Wow.
So I added a show Sunday, then I added 2 shows Monday, 2 shows Tuesday, 2 shows Wednesday.
What?
Yeah, and it was the most money I've ever made in mine. I was like,
wow.
And I had done on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I did Arizona. I did the stand up live.
Yeah.
And I had a great door deal there.
A big room.
And that was $550 a show.
Woo.
Sold out all those shows.
Wow.
That was one of the biggest. It was one of my biggest paydays I've ever had.
Now, let me ask you this, because I feel like once I hit that Denver thing, I was like, I could do this for the rest of my life. Like, that's enough money to do every weekend and be satiated and happy and buy a car and a nice apartment. But do you get that itch? You want more?
I'll tell you. Okay. Does
it ever end?
It's a really great question. I can't find that news clip. I'll send it to you.
All right. I guess you got to do theater, but I like the club thing.
Okay.
But hey.
This is really inside baseball right now.
Woo-wee.
So when you do clubs, most you can get to is probably 90% of the door. No one's giving you anything more than 90, unless you're doing like what I did with Wendy, where it was like they were never going to have 2 shows on Monday, 2 shows Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to a place where you kind of top out at clubs where you're like, you can only make X amount of dollars.
Okay.
And so you have to make the leap to theaters, because in theaters you can then make not your first year. So your first year doing theaters, it's just it's not a great business model. I remember them telling me I was going to make less money doing a jump to theaters than I did in clubs, because you get if you have a show, you have so much overhead for that show.
Right.
That you have to rent the curtain, you have to rent the staff, you have to rent the seats. You're paying for people all day long to stack seats. You got to pay for the concessions often, like pay for the people to run the concessions. You've got to pay for everything.
Yikes.
So like maybe you're getting like 30% of the door or something, like, but you're not making any money. However, if you add a second show, you then get the lion's share.
I see.
So then once you can do that, then you can kind of negotiate with the promoters and say, I'd like to do another tour. I'd like to do bigger theaters. I'd like to this price point, just a guarantee versus a percentage. So you go back to what we did in clubs.
Right.
So, and this is, by the way, really inside baseball, and it's not really accurate because it's all fluctuating.
Yeah.
Like it's and everyone's deals are globally different.
Yeah.
So, but like this is basically a broad stroke of how it works.
But you gotta have that draw.
If you do a jump to theaters, it's hard because sometimes your fans aren't theater fans.
Right.
So you got to almost like, first of all, you got to thank guys like Bill Burr and Dalia and Joe and Joe Coy and Segura and Brian
Sebastian.
Regan, all these guys who have comedy fans that know to get tickets at theaters, because that's why there's so many comics working theaters right now, is because people have said it's
This is
okay.
how it goes.
It wasn't like that, man. I remember Gary Goldman and Bobby Kelly and Jay
Moore?
no, Jay
Light?
No.
what's that guy? I know who you're talking about. The squirrely blonde guy.
They did a Tourgasm tour in theaters, and it didn't sell any tickets because their fans were comedy club fans,
drinking.
and were unaware that who goes to the theater. They were kids, and some people do it differently. I mean, I'm speaking out of my ass in broad strokes, but some guys like a John Mulaney will know that his audiences are younger, and so he won't give like a higher ticket price where he caps it at a certain price, and then just says to himself, I'll do bigger theaters and I'll do more of them.
Mm-hmm.
So like guy like John Mulaney goes into and does like a 3,000 seater in Washington DC and just sells like fucking 8 of them.
Wow.
I mean, but he's got all those fan base. And by the way, I'm sure they'd pay more for him.
Yeah.
But just John and his, I'm by the way, I could be wrong, entirely wrong. If John's listening to this, he's probably like, actually, that's not what I do at all, Bert. This is just gossip between comics. And so the key is adding, if you're going to do a theater tour, adding a second show, and it's a night and day different paycheck.
Wow. See, I'm so glad I know you. I would never know any of this shit.
Yeah, and then I remember, and then Segura is an anomaly because what he'll do is he got to a place where he's pretty capped out. I don't think he wants to do like anything bigger than 3,000.
Yeah.
But he'll go in and go like, I'm going to do Dallas. Clear the weekend out for me, but I'm going to put tickets on sale for Friday. And they'll go Friday, great, sold out immediately. They go, great, add a Saturday show. So they go Saturday, sold out immediately. He's like, cool, go back, add a second Friday show.
Damn.
Sold out immediately. Add a second. Segura got to a place where he was adding so many shows, he would say, I'll be back next weekend.
Wow.
And then when you look at that, when you're adding a second show in a 3,000 seater, when you're talking about a lion's share there of the money, it's through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
And so that's when it becomes it's not. I mean, I think it's easier on your schedule when you're a guy like Joe who can go in and do 10,000 seats and walk away with God only knows how much money.
Yeah.
Oh
God.
Because once you get bigger and bigger theaters, your paycheck's higher. I mean, Joe Coy's doing the Forum. Find out what the capacity of the Forum. We can ballpark what Joe Coy is going to make for one night. By the way, Joe Coy will add 3 more shows to the Forum.
What is that? 18,000? Oh, close.
I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Coy did 4 shows at the Forum.
Wow.
17,000. Joe Coy's walkout is probably $1 million. He'll make $4 million in a weekend. I'm guessing.
What do you need all that for? I would do one show at the Will Turn and call tonight.
Or Ali Wong is doing 18 shows at the Will Turn.
That's insane.
Ali Wong.
Oh my God! These Asians, they never stop working.
I think they changed the name of it to Ali's House. I'm not even joking.
Come on.
Ali Wong is doing, like, Segura's really good friends with her, and he'll just be like, text me and be like, man, she did a show in San Francisco, and I mean, like, she like has the most amount of tickets ever sold in San Francisco.
Wow.
I mean, it's just insane.
She's a killer, and she's honest. That's what's great about Ali Wong.
Great. And by the way, doesn't give a. I mean, probably the most laid back career wise. Like, she took a year off. She's like, I'm not doing comedy for a year. I'm gonna raise my kids. And you're just like, God, get me there.
I remember doing shows with her in Brooklyn, and she was filthy. And we did a Montreal audition at Broadway Comedy Club, and she put her hand on my shoulder and goes, I just want 1 TV credit. That's all I want. That's all I want. Cut to like 6 years later, biggest star on the planet.
I'm one of the most honest. Mark Maron is a fucking beast when it comes to honesty.
Oh, well, he's a mean son of a bee.
From
what I hear.
I was at the store and I didn't know her, but I knew that she was blowing up. And I said hi, and she was like, "Oh, hi. Do you want a picture or something?" And I was like,
"She didn't know who you were."
No, she didn't know who I was.
I guess your shirt was on.
So I'm sitting out thing, and I said something like, yeah, I mean, Ali Wong doesn't even know who I am. He goes, did you know who she was a week ago? And I went, no. And he goes, well, sometimes the river flows both ways, Bert.
Jesus.
And he just got up and walked away. I was like, fuck off, Mark.
Was that a
why
riddle?
can't you just be on my team?
Yeah. Was he guarding a drawbridge? What the fuck?
But she's amazing.
Yeah, she's a killer.
She is. But those are the ones that you start going like.
And no one sounds like her, and she's completely different. A tiny Asian I mean, she came out the gate swinging. Everyone's like, "What? What's this?" It was a lot.
She just that's fucking next level.
Oh yeah.
There's so many things that went right with her that were just like first of all, there hasn't been like a mad influx of Asian female comics.
No, I mean Margaret Cho.
There hadn't even been an influx. Oh no, there's a lot of male Asian comics, but then her being pregnant for the second special, it's such an identifier. That baby Cobra poster is so identifiable. Where you're
completely. And she's dirty, but she's little and Asian, so she gets away with it. Like she's kind of mean and cutting. Like you go to an office building, and every mom is like, "I love Ali Wong." They sound cool. Saying it, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, semen.
It's. I think it's the thing is, you know, I feel like the more I know now, like, do you ever look at like an old person on the street and go, "What's the point?" Like you just look at him and go, "So that's how it ends up."
Oh, the Walmart greeter who's 80. Like, what are you doing?
And you're like, the futility of it.
Yeah, it's all flimsy, Jerry.
I look at that in stand up sometimes when you see great joke writers and you're going like, yeah, but you got to save a plane full of babies in order to make it these days.
I know. Jim, oh no, what's his name? Nick Griffin, one of the funniest guys out there. He's in a comedy condo right now. He's a brilliant comedian. Killer. Check out his Lettermans, folks. Give that a goog.
He had a great joke about people say that he goes, my friend said you're not born gay. You heard this joke?
Mm-mm.
And he goes, really? He goes, yeah, it's a decision. It's a decision, Nick. And Nick goes, are you gay? And he goes, no. He goes, but you're saying you could get talked into it.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Smart joke.
Yeah, I worked with Nick on the Jameson comedy tour.
Oh, yeah? Was he boozing back then? Because
no,
he was sober.
He was sober. Okay. If you could put together a tour of four of you that's different but fun. Different but fun.
Yeah.
Like different but fun. Like think about what sells tickets. So, people like I'm gonna do my four, you do your four.
Okay, because I got my crew of guys, but we're all very similar. So
like you list Sam Morrell.
Yeah, Joe Mackey and guys like that, Soder. But I'd want to mix it up, you know. So I'd say me, Wolf, Big J, and I want a weirdo. Who's a weirdo? Somebody that really catches you off guard. Totally outside the box, like a Stephen Wright-y kind of emo Phillipsy guy.
I think it would be Mackey, right?
Yeah, I guess Mackey would be good. And we all drink. Hell, Mackey's a fucking lush, and Wolf's a booze bag, and Shay's a goddamn wino. So that would be a fun tour.
That'd be a really fun tour.
You got a black
organize
woman and a
organize
retard.
something like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the key to this business is anymore. Key to this business is less about. I feel like it's becoming less and less about
jokes,
your material, and more about
authenticity. They want to know you. They want to like you. That's why the pods are so big. You know, because they get in there and then they go see your act. They go see your act just like, I like this guy. Let's go watch him. Yeah. I don't think it's about like, let's go hear what he has to say.
Yeah, and I think Ari was a bit guy, technically. Right. And now he's doing bits, but he's made them personalized.
Yes. I get so many people on the road going, you know Ari? People love Ari because he represents everything they're not. They work in a cubicle. He's off in China for 3 months with a flip phone on ayahuasca. You know, he's a tall, weird Jew, and he has no limitations, and he's got nothing tying him down. And I think people like cling to that.
Yeah.
Then you see his act, and you're wildly disappointed.
Can I tell you? He was in Madison this weekend, and I was in Madison. We were both there Thursday night, and my cousin and my opener, Dave Williamson, met Ari for the first time after knowing him, fully knowing him.
Yeah.
And we got on the bus driving the next morning, and they were like, "That is not the human being we've."
Oh, really?
Because he's like a soft-spoken,
Right.
kind of like quiet guy.
Yeah, hunched over.
Yeah. The only thing that's same about Ari on stage and off stage is how he holds his hands.
Oh, yeah, he does do that.
He holds his hands like that.
Yeah. He's built quite an image for himself. It's cool, and he's the coolest guy. I love him to death. When he showed up at Kill Tony, I was genuinely happy. But yeah, he is just that guy. He's like, I'll go off and to live in the mountains.
Yeah. We should have done a drinking podcast tonight.
Oh, I'd be down for that.
You want to come back tomorrow and drink with me and Ari?
Is he coming by?
Yeah, tomorrow we're supposed to do a podcast, have drinks.
I'll be here.
You want to?
Yeah, I'll have a couple. I gotta do a bunch of shows, but
what are you
I'll
gonna
have a
do?
few. I'm headlining the Belly Room for the industry, so I'll bomb that. They don't laugh; they just stare at their goddamn phones because they don't know shit about comedy. They're all about who's hot, and I'm not hot. So then I'll do that, and then I got a bar show, and then a show at the Improv.
Yeah, get lit up for it.
All right.
And then we'll go down to the store with you.
Yeah.
And we'll have cocktails there, and then I'm going to go out to the airplane.
You look better. Are you doing something?
Hey, Mark, thanks for saying that.
Your skin looks great. You got a good color.
I lost from when we were in Europe. I lost 21 pounds.
Whoa! Yeah, you look way better. That was a wild. First of all, that was a PhD in marketing for me. I changed my whole lifestyle after that.
What are you talking about?
I started shooting my podcast. We didn't even film it.
Oh, really?
That was all you. I put more clips out. I started filming stuff and just putting that on Instagram and just putting content, doing more bonus episodes and just filming everything and getting on board with like ads more. And that was all you.
Oh, that's
just
great.
More stories, like filming myself. Remember how much I hated that?
Yeah.
I've started doing that more. So like you really opened my eyes, and you're like you're leaving money on the table here. You're wasting your time.
Well, I think that it's so funny. There's a guy I'm friends with who's a very, very, very big YouTuber. His name's Jason Nash. He used to be a comedian. He's now doing comedy again, but he makes a great deal of money off YouTube.
Yeah.
And he just called me today, and he was like, "Hey man, can I hang out with you for 20 minutes for my vlog?"
Yeah.
I'll just something stupid. And he goes, "Don't worry, I'll take care of it. I'll just be at your house at 1:15." I was like, "Okay." So he's at my house at 1:15, and he goes, "Hey, so I got a bunch of different Starbucks, and we're just gonna sample them and then pick up my daughter at school." And I was like, "Cool." I didn't think anything was gonna come of it. And then we had the funniest fucking interact. I'd never driven a Tesla before.
Yeah.
And they're not like a regular car. They're a little more complicated.
Yeah.
And he pulled up into this spot. He said, "I'm going to go run in and get her. You just drive the car around." And he took the key, and we're filming all of it. And it's just so funny. And then I started going like, well, shit, I can film more stuff.
Yeah.
Because once you get the camera out, stuff will happen.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be amazing. You're not Scorsese. You're going to have to write out a thing. Just shoot it. Just shoot fat, as they say. And I noticed you would have a little thing in your life, like you would. The pot plants were new. So that was a big thing you were talking about. Now you can take photos and look, everybody, they're growing, they're getting bigger. My wife hates them, whatever. The pool, when you built the pool, like use all that. So I bought a moped. So now I'm having
heard you
trouble.
talking about this moped.
Yeah, I love it.
I have never enjoyed a commercial for life.
Oh, dude, it's changed everything. We don't do anything visceral anymore. Everything's on the phone and, shooting this and that. But like, with the wind in your hair, I'm zipping down Broadway. I got Chinatown going through my asshole. It's great. And I'm going from set to set. Sometimes it doesn't start. I got people laughing at me. They go, "Get a helmet, you pussy," and all this. And it's all fun. And I'm cranking it. I'm working on it. I'm under it like a real man, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just getting covered in oil, but it's fun. And I'm having a great time. Love that moped.
Do you have a GoPro for it?
I do. I haven't connected it though. That's a great idea.
Set up a GoPro.
See, I didn't even think of that.
And you zipping around town.
Yeah,
that would be great.
That would be fun.
You saying that? I just told you. Did I just tell you this? I'm talking to Ari. I was like, I think I'm going to move to New York for like 2 weeks, right? And the first thing I thought was, I'm going to get a fucking moped.
Dude, it's the best.
I want to get a moped and just drive around the city.
Yeah, you feel like you're beating the system. You go to Italy, they're all on mopeds, France. I'm like, why aren't we doing this? And I had to wait for the train the other day. I was like, this is a huge waste of time. I would have been there 2 times by now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
How many sets do you do in a night?
Before I did the Tonight Show on Thursday, was it? And I was doing like 5, 6 a night that week.
Yeah.
just running the moped. You're going all over, and the stand now is open. The stand's a great club. It's right in Union Square. Cellar has 3 rooms. Gotham's there. I mean, it's pretty great.
You could start the night at Gotham.
Yeah, 23rd
and then hit the
Street.
stand and then do 3 shows down at the Cellar.
Exactly. You could do 5. You know, you do 1 show. So the show's flipping over, and then you come back on the next show. You know.
Yeah, I gotta write. I want to write, but I don't want it to be. I want it to be different than what I'm working on.
Right.
You know, I want it to be different than all the shit. So like, I have another probably 45 minutes of stuff that isn't going to go into this special. That's good. It's just I don't have the focus to work on all this material.
Yeah.
And so, but I want different. I want to write some jokes. I want to write some setups. I would love to fucking fuck around with some more character driven stuff. So I think New York would be awesome,
Dude, and I got to tell you, you don't get your due. I learned this in Europe because, you know, we're together so much. And I would be like, I got this joke idea. And you have great comedy taste. You know, people would give you shit for the shirtless and the drinking and whatever, but you know comedy. You know stand-up. But you're such a showman and like a party animal guy. Then like you give everything 100%. But I feel like if you just got down there in the act and just started tinkering away, I feel like you could have a killer, tight joke written hour.
I think I could. You know, it's so funny. People always go like, you know, a lot of people I think just found me on Rogan.
Yeah.
And knew me because at the time he would have on Hunters, Bourdain.
Right.
He would have on all these personalities, and I think a lot of people thought I was a personality from Travel Channel, and that he was friends with. That I lived in L.A. And when I did my first special after that, and people would come out and see me, and they were like, "Yo, you're like a legit comedian." I'd be like, "Yeah, I've been doing it a very long time."
Yeah.
I mean, I never quit doing it. I just had a Travel Channel show,
Right?
And I think people. That's what. I don't know.
Well, you also you're smart enough to gravitate towards what's selling tickets and what's catching on. So I think you went that way real hard. But like, I would come with you with a joke idea, and you would be like, "You should go this way," and then I would try it would hit. And
you know what joke I have forgot? The one I wrote in Amsterdam about. You ever been taking a shower and the curtain comes in on you?
The ghost.
And it feels like a ghost is molesting you?
Yeah, that was killing out there, too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forget about a lot of fucking jokes.
You got to write everything down. I forget that, too. And you get some dweeb coming up to you in 6 years and go, whatever happened to that oatmeal raisin bit? And you go, oh, yeah, that was good. I just let that go.
I wrote a joke the other day, and I told it on the store. It's just like a legit. I mean, I guess not a legit joke. Everything turns into a story for me.
Yeah.
Like, do you think you'll ever take your style and go into like more of a like?
I don't think so. Bill Burr, that was the one advice. He's like, I like your stuff, but you gotta graduate to stories.
How would you do that in your act?
I don't know. I guess if I say, hey, sex joke, I could go. Me and a hooker, or me and my girlfriend did this. I don't know. I hate the commitment to a story. A story's like 8 minutes. I want to get in, get out.
Yeah, but you when you told stories in Utah, they were great. It was a great story.
I was shitting myself the whole time.
Yeah,
I was
but
so
you
uncomfortable.
just filled it with jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what we do.
I guess, but I don't know. I like the packaging of a joke. I like how it's here. This is the whole thing. It comes in a little case and then it's done. The story feels so. It's like an open suitcase with shit flying everywhere. I don't like that. I like to get in, get out. One little thing you can, like an Instagram clip. I love that. I can just put those up. All my jokes fit in 1 minute.
So let's take one of your jokes and see how we'd story it. I still love that story you told about the fucking stovetop stuffing.
Oh, true story. Yeah,
that's such a great story.
That
because you know what you know what it is that you don't have in yourself is the thing that makes me laugh about you.
Self-esteem?
No, it's like no. There's like this is a backhanded compliment, but like a brokenness to you.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
But I see it so clearly. But it on the outside, it looks like you got everything together. But then when you tell the story,
you see
everything falls apart for you.
That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a mess. Yeah. Poor bedwetter. The whole thing. Bad neighborhood. So yeah, this is all shit. And my parents they're not huggers. So yeah, I'm dead inside. But I don't know. The stories, maybe one day, maybe if I get confident enough. maybe when I can start selling out and the audience just wants you to play around up there.
So do you ever, when you go on stage in New York, do you ever play around and just get lost?
Rarely. I got to be like, something's got to happen where like I almost get hit by a car and I just go up like, oh, can you believe it? It has to like be jarred out of me, you know? I can't just do it myself. I have too low self-worth where I go, this crowd came out, they're paying money, they got a babysitter, you got to bring the heat.
Yeah, but what, so like, what's your process for writing a joke?
I think of a funny premise and then I sit down with it and I have like a list of 8 of them or 5 of them and I just kind of say them in my apartment and work on them.
So like, do you go like cigars?
No. Like the other day I got drunk, came home, and I thought I saw some chocolate chip cookies and they were oatmeal raisin. And I was already halfway in. I was like, it felt like hooking. I thought the analogy could be like hooking up with a tranny and you didn't know it. You know, like oatmeal raisin, the lady boy of cookies. You know, it's got a dick all of a sudden. You're like, I thought you were this, and it turns out you were that.
Oh,
and the joke, the big laugh line is, but it's too late because it's already in your mouth. So you might as well finish. You know, that's the punch. But see, that's what I like. I like the premise is there, the setup is there, and then you do a nice punch and you get out.
See, I got nothing to do with like a joke because I don't know where to put them in. Like I wrote a joke. I went to my friend's son's birthday. He was turning 1, and you could totally tell this kid was going to be gay just by the way he was sucking his thumb because he had the other hand cupped underneath it.
That's a joke.
Yeah, it's a joke. But then I go, where do I put that in my act?
Right.
Like, how do I find that? Like, what I do sometimes is I'll try to horseshoe them in, where I'll go like I'll like, I'm trying to think of the
shoehorn, by the way. Horseshoe. That's a whole different thing.
That's a joke right there. That's a joke, yeah. You ever fuck up a saying and it completely changes the story you're telling? So anyway, I'm trying to horseshoe this. You're standing 20 feet away throwing it at a stick? Huh? No.
It was good luck. What?
Dude, I saw horses get shooed. Have you ever seen that?
Oh, it's crazy.
Oh, it's so addictive. I was watching.
It?
Oh my
Addicted.
God!
This is a whole new.
If you're into like Dr. Pimple Popper,
episode. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that, and I love the chiropractic shit too. Is fun. You seen that guy?
I love chiropractic.
Man!
I have sciatica.
What's that again?
Yeah, you got it too. I'm guessing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Pain in your ass cheek, just randomly.
I got prison sciatica.
I dated a black chick named Sciatica.
She was a pain in my ass.
Hey! There we go. You see, we're writing. If you take 2 seconds, it'll come together.
I need to be with you more on the road because I don't write like that unless I'm around you.
Write Halsey? What was it? Write these down.
Halsey?
What was the name? Hartford?
Halsey?
Happenstance? I can't remember. Something with an H.
But I was talking to Rogan. I said, I kind of want to go to a chiropractor. He's like, dude, they're not real. He's like, it's not real medicine. He's like, they're not doctors, Bert.
Well, you watch these guys and you're like, I don't know. He gives like a guy 2 inches to his height.
Really?
Oh my God, they're amazing. This guy, he's like a famous guy. He's got 20 million views, 22 million views.
Dr. Bo Hightower?
Maybe. I can't remember his exact name, but a lady will come in and he's like, and he'll just look at her legs and go, you got 1 foot longer than the other. She's like, I do. And then he like does all this shit and then they come back together. I mean, he's like, you know how bad this is for your back? Your spine is doing this and da-da-da. It's interesting.
They do this thing. It's a new technique that I've been seeing where they put the towel around the person's neck and yank their head. Dude, I want that so bad.
Really?
But here's the thing is I had one chiropractor come in and give me an adjustment after I got hurt on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And it fucked my back up forever.
Interesting.
It fucked my neck up. And I was like, like part of my face went numb.
What?
Yeah, it was really bad. Wait, what was I? Oh, I have a joke. I need a joke. I need your help.
All right, hit me, baby.
But wait, let's finish this real quick. I love chiropractic videos.
Same.
I love them. I love earwax videos.
Yeah, those are good.
Botflies.
Ooh.
You don't know what botflies are?
No.
Whew. A botfly is a fly that plants a larva in your back when it bites you.
Oh,
and
boy.
that larva grows. And what happens is that larva will come out of your skin for air and then go back in your skin. But it lives inside your skin and it's a worm.
Oh.
The only way to get rid of it is you put duct tape over it and you basically starve it, and it needs the air. So then when you put it on there for like a day, and then pull the thing out, and immediately it comes out, and you grab it with tweezers and pull it out.
Whoa!
Botfly extractions are one of my fucking favorite. Do you know that thing, trypophobia?
No.
Trypophobia? Trypophobia is when you have a fear of like a circle with lots of holes in it. Did you see that online?
No.
I'll show you trypophobia.
This is all news to me.
I'm obsessed with trypophobia. Oh, here's a joke.
Okay.
Getting a puppy is like new pussy.
Okay.
I
don't know where you're going.
Super soft. Almost no one can say no to it.
No.
And you got to beat it up to get it to respect you.
I think we can do better than super soft.
Super soft. Yeah. That's
That just
by the way,
helps
that's
the
what my
three.
act's filled with is place markers.
Right.
As me going, I'll write that late when I get close to the special.
Exactly. But I mean, it's right there. You got a nice rule of 3 with a good ending.
Well, we just got a new puppy.
Oh yeah. The only difference is you could do it in one of those formats. The only difference is my wife loves it because usually if you got a new pussy around, she's not into it.
So this is trypophobia. Okay, people that see that and that freaks them out.
Oh, I've seen those. Oh,
Yeah, I love it.
What's the
I'm the
problem with
exact
that?
opposite of trypophobia.
Yeah, same.
I'm a tryposexual.
Ah,
I like or trypophilia.
Yeah,
Because that's tryposexual. Because I love and that is why I like Dr. Pimple Popper.
yeah.
I love that shit.
Love it. I like when they really wait to go in there and it's a fucking volcano of pus.
Like the one in your back in Ireland.
Yes,
I got that footage.
Oh, I got that. We got to put that out because I got a new phone and totally lost all my shit.
Wait, didn't you have like that tiny little phone?
No, I got a new. Listen to this shit, man. So I've been texting with Seinfeld, and we've been going back and forth. We're actually building a little bit of a relation. And I'm such a chiseler, cheap cunt, that I bought a new phone off Craigslist because I went to the App Store. They're like, it's about $1,200 for the. I was like, $1,200? That's crazy. So I find some fat Mexican guy. We show up. He shows up to First Avenue. I get it for $300. It's a decent looking phone. I lose everything immediately. I lose all my numbers. I have to go bother people for everything. And then I'm at a comedy condo in Charlotte, hungover at 7 a.m. There's no curtains, so the sun's coming. I can't sleep. Went out all night. I get a text and it says from Jerry Seinfeld. It goes, "Hey man, is this number still good?" And I go, "Oh, well, what's up, man? What did I miss? Sorry. Hey, it's been a crazy week." And he goes, "I've been trying to contact you." I'm like, "Holy hell, I've been blowing off Jerry unknowingly." And I'm like, yeah.
He's your guy.
I know. And I was like, "What's up? Sorry." And he's like, "Here, just text my manager." He was a little peeved. So he gave me the manager's number and I called him and he's like, "Where the hell you been? We've been looking for you." I was like, "Oh man, I got a new phone." So that's a lesson for the kids out there. Don't skimp. Get the fucking phone. I missed everything. I lost all those pics. I had all these beautiful Europe pics.
So wait, what did you trade the phone for the Mexican guy?
No, I just bought the phone from him. I think he stole a phone from like a 7-Eleven or something.
And so wait, so what happened with Jerry? Are you doing a gig with him?
I'm doing some gigs with him, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Thank God he tried again. He's not a try again kind of guy. He doesn't need to.
What's he like?
Pretty normal. I mean, he's I hope he never hears this, but he's like a tell it like it is kind of guy. Like he's one of those guys where you go, "Yeah, I got a pool. It's kind of like a peanut." And he's like, No, it's shaped like a peanut. It's not like a shape like a peanut.
He said he was one of the first people to come out and say, "I think I might be autistic."
Yeah, he did the spectrum thing back before it was cool.
Back before it was like a way to sell a special.
Right. Well, I feel like as a white guy, you got to have a thing. Hey, I'm a pedophile. I'm autistic. I'm depressed. You got to have anxiety. You got to have something.
Maybe if you lost an arm.
That'd be huge.
It'd be really big.
Josh Blue, that's his thing. He's got a thing. Or you got to be Southern. You got to be gay. You got to be fat. You got to have a thing. Can't just be a skinny honky.
All right, let's go through and think of comics and then what's their thing.
Okay.
Burr.
Angry, Irish, ranty, tell it like it is.
He gets that Boston no holds barred.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Because think about the break for him was the Philly thing.
Philly rant where he cut loose and was like, "The axe out the door, motherfuckers."
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what it really. That's Jim Jeffries, drunk, foreign Australian bad boy, I guess.
Yeah.
And he didn't pop till he got punched in the face on a YouTube clip.
Yeah,
And that-
I think everyone needs their one viral
You
moment.
need that
you need
moment.
a viral moment, and then you have to have a body of work to support that
Yes.
viral moment.
Well said. Although, what was like a Ari?
Oh, well, I don't think Ari's had his viral moment yet.
I mean, he sells out. I hang out with him in New York. He gets recognized quite a bit.
Yeah, but I think that's just Rogan. But I think Ari's viral clip, in my opinion, would have to be The Amazing Racist.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was like fucking legit. That's the reason
That
I
was
met.
ballsy.
That's the reason I met him is I saw it, and then I laughed so fucking hard, and I was at the store the next night, and I went up and I was like, dude, I have to tell you this, like, you're fucking hilarious. And he was like, oh my god, I think you're hilarious. We should be friends. And I was like, let's do it. And he was like, I really like you.
Yeah, you know what's a bummer is I got really drunk and high with Ari in Vegas like 2 weeks ago, and we were talking about those kind of amazing racists and shit like that, and our horrible jokes and offensive stuff. And I was like, does it ever fuck you up that some comics won't fuck with you? They won't have you on their podcast because you're that guy. Like, remember he had the joke about the girl with the bad arm?
Yeah.
Like all that stuff. Amazing racist. And he had like this honest moment where he's like, yeah, that kind of bothers me. Like some people think I'm a bad person because I made these jokes.
I hate to say this, but I think a lot of people think he's a bad person.
Yeah.
Because he's super honest.
Right.
He doesn't have a filter.
Right.
He didn't get into stand-up to be like, I don't think he got into stand-up to make friends.
Mhm.
He liked the dirtiness of the store and the weirdness.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I think Ari will always see himself as a broken person a little bit because he lost his faith and just left.
Right.
But like,
Yeah, but I think it sucks that there's comics out there who are so square or whatever their dumb moral bullshit, but they're like, nah, that guy's bad. Let's not have him on the show.
I think
I'm sure they have that with us at some points. Like, Bert, he's just a drunk degenerate, or Mark's a fucking animal.
There's people that won't have me at their house.
Really?
Oh yeah, who won't have me at their house because they think that I'm this fucking like raging alcoholic that's just like ripping my shirt off and in Speedos.
Exactly.
And I do that at my house. I'll do it at my friend's house, you know?
Yeah, but you're fucking around.
There are people that don't follow me on Instagram because I follow Ari.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so weird. Especially
Comedians. There's comedians.
Comedians. That's what bums me.
Someone came up to me and said, hey man, just so you know, I had to unfollow you. And I said, really? They said, yeah, it's like you were doing videos with Ari and I just hate Ari. And I was like, well, I'm not Ari.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's a really sweet guy. But you know, not to defend the people that dislike Ari, because I wouldn't do that, because I would defend Ari. But you know, my wife and him had a problem.
Oh, right.
And
right.
I couldn't
That's
communicate it to Ari that he was in the wrong, because he did not see it as
right.
He's been a bachelor for so long that all he has to do is make sure that Ari's taken care of at the end of a day. And when you're a bachelor for that long, it's really hard to compromise.
Sure.
Well, compromising was the hardest part I've ever had in a relationship. There's a comedian that I'll tell you off air is having a baby, and he pulled both me and Tom aside to say, you know, I'm having a baby, and he's not the kind of guy that you think is having a baby. He's not that guy. And he's excited about it. And I said, you know, just giving you a heads up, you're gonna have like some really selfish moments. Like I had them really bad because there were certain times where I was so used to just doing what I wanted for fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
That the idea that my priority was not me, fucking spun me out. And I remember saying shit like, now I know why men die younger. Like I'm just like saying really selfish shit to Leanne. Like almost like I wasn't happy about having a baby. That when I got kicked off Last Comic Standing 2, wow,
that's fascinating.
I was downstairs in the lobby, and Gary Goldman and Todd Glass and Voss's wife Bonnie McFarlane and Jimmy Dore, maybe everyone that moved on to the next round, they were all like, "Hey, let's go to breakfast." And I was like,
I can't.
And I was like, no. I was like, I want to go, but they didn't want to be around me because I had gotten kicked off.
Oh,
I had not made it to the next
no.
round. And I don't blame them. They wanted to celebrate
I
and talk
gotcha.
about what's going on next,
hear
and they
ya.
didn't want to do it in front of me. And so they
Oof.
kind of just said
Bummer.
like they weren't being dicks, and I'm sure I'm projecting more. And but Gary, I've known Gary for a very long time, and Gary said to me, "Hey, buddy, don't worry about it. This isn't the end of your career." And in my head, I really thought it
No,
was.
of course.
I thought it was. I'd had a bad set. I fucking opened my Last Comic Standing 2 set. It took a long time to get to the microphone, and they held you until the applause was over, so you walked out to silence.
Mm.
And it got in my head. I didn't know that's what they were doing. I didn't watch anyone else.
Oh.
So it got in my head, and these 3 beautiful black women in the back cheered for me.
Uh-huh.
And I just said, I love black bitches.
See, that's comedy, though.
On fucking NBC, that was my first words. They cut it out,
Of course.
obviously, but it ruined my set. It
Just
ruined my
the
set.
energy in the room and everything.
Voss was one of the judges, and when I said that, he went, "Oh,
Oh, I thought he would like that.
I'm standing. They're facing me. The judges are facing me on a panel up."
Do you ever feel like in comedy, because I feel like I have this all the time, where everybody in the room hates me, but if an audience was watching this, they would love it. And I feel like that's a bad place to be in. Like, but you want the people in the room to go, this is humorous. You just can't see it because you're in it. But
do
if
you
you
mean?
step outside, like, that's a funny situation, and people
Yeah.
are listening right now going, oh, that's hilarious, black bitches. And the way the room is set up, it makes it even funnier. Like, I'm out here pitching a show, and I took your advice, again, on pitching. You're like, you got to own the room, come in hot, take no prisoners. And I don't want to say what network it is because I'll probably get sued or something. But I'm trying to be funny. We couldn't get the video to work. And the guy was like, what is this? I go, oh, it's Kevin Hart sex tape. And he goes, oh, can you believe he's getting sued for that? And I'm like, well, it's the funniest thing he's ever done. And the guy goes, actually, I produced the last 4 of those. And I was like, he just stone-faced, eye contact, said that. And I was like, oh, I'm joking. I like Kevin Hart. And,
I haven't watched those specials.
I'm just fucking
I heard their shit.
backpedaling. And he's like, yeah, you didn't like them, or you don't think they're funny on this? They're on this network that you're trying. And I'm just like, yeah. And we pitched after that. It was the worst pitch ever. Brutal. And my agents were like, you fucked us. That was brutal. What were you doing? I was like, I was trying to be funny. But I feel like if someone was watching that from an audience, they'd be like, this is great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the train wreck that is comics.
Yes. But they don't get it. I'm like, you're in the comedy business. You should see that this is a funny train wreck situation.
Some people, I'm shocked they do comedy.
Oh, of course. It's
Where you
finance
just,
guys.
um,
Then there's some funny thing in their life, or they don't know comedy.
I mean, I've had so many of those fucking moments where you're like, you tell the story later, and everyone's like, whoa, and they're dying laughing.
Completely.
You're like, I wish it had been that funny in
yes.
the room.
Why is it funny now and not then?
Yeah,
It's weird.
I don't know. I remember one time I was pitching the WB. It was a long time ago.
WB.
And they had the WB the execs were all women.
Uh-oh.
Right? So I walk in, and everyone. I'm a little bit late, and everyone, my managers and agents, are already in there, and all the WB staff is there. And I knew one of the women. And I said, hey guys, and I said, so have we started? And they go, no, they wanted you to tell, one of my agents said, no, we want you to tell us about all the women you fucked. And I went, oh, okay. And I said, well, I lost my virginity. And they were like, we don't want to hear that.
Uh-huh.
And it was just a really uncomfortable scene.
I don't get all that shit. That pisses me off when people do that. Like, inappropriate. Well, like, shut up. We're adults. Like,
Yeah.
are you lying? Are you just that dumb and sheltered?
Who were the comedians that came out against Shane in New York that everyone...
Oh, there's a whole crew, and it's like, look, I get he said a bad word, and there are consequences, blah blah blah, but like, it's the comics that get me. It's like you say your wife and Ari. I get it. It's she's not a comic,
Yeah.
But like when the comics get weird, that's when I'm like, I thought we were all like when Dina Hashem, that whole thing, you saw
Yeah.
that. I had her back 100%. I love Dina. She's a killer act, funny writer. And so people get behind her, but then they won't get behind some other stuff. And you're like, it's weird that you pick and choose, and I don't know. I don't understand it. And like, are you offended? Are you outraged? Like, maybe you're a little weak, or you don't get what we're doing here. And I'm not saying the whole business is slurs. And I know I'm a straight white male, defending this guy, but I'm just saying, like, he's done good things, he's done bad things. I feel like it's weird to just pull out a thing and go, "You're the worst person on earth," and that's case closed.
Yeah.
And you go, "Actually, I'm not." They go, "Oh, you're already dead to us." That's very strange.
I feel for him, and I guess part of the reason I feel for him is the same reason the Asian community was outraged.
Yeah,
is that because all you do is you see yourself in that scenario,
of course.
and I see. Well, it must be tough for his parents, who are like, his name's all in the thing,
but they don't care about that.
I see things through my experiences. It's jaded that way, and I think a lot of the Asian community, and I could be very, very wrong about this, but for the most part, they saw that racial slur aimed, and the jokes about Chinese restaurant aimed more at their parents or their like the older generation of Asians who came here. Didn't hurt a fucking soul. I'm not saying that Asians now are hurting us all, but literally showed up as the hardest working immigrants I think this country's ever had.
I'm an Asian supremacist all the way.
I'm an Asian supremacist. I love
Asians.
Yeah.
Big
I've
fan.
never dated an Asian chick. I always wish I had.
I've hooked up with a few, but I never dated one because they're always working. Hey ho. But yeah.
But I feel bad for Shane because I can see myself in him. I mean, like,
sure,
I can see that experience of like it is a really almost precarious situation that white people are in because people want justice for past crimes that maybe we didn't commit.
Interesting.
Like they want to catch you.
They love it. And then the thing I don't get is a lot of comics will start tweeting and shitting on Shane or whatever, and then somebody will pull out, "Hey, what about this trans joke you made?" And they go, "Well, that was 10 years ago." "Well, what about this N-word joke you made?" "Well, that was 8 years ago." And you go, "Okay, but when you made that joke 8 years ago, did you have hate in your heart? Did you want these people to go away and die, and do you prejudice against them?" They go, "No, of course not." "Well, maybe he feels that way.
Yeah.
Why can't he feel the non-hate that you felt?" It's the same shit.
Yeah.
But they go, "That was 8 years." I don't get the 8 years ago. Maybe this is his 8 years ago now, you know?
It just doesn't. I mean, I just go. I keep waiting for my cancel culture.
Oh yeah, me too.
Because you're like, it's kind of. I mean, it's like if you got offers SNL, you'd have to take it,
of course.
But you just take it, going like, all right,
here it comes.
Yeah, here it comes.
I got 1,000 and years and hours of just retard, pedophile, jigaboo. You want to name. I mean, the problem too is racial slurs are so funny. Like honky is a funny word.
Yeah.
And, spick and spook and gook. I mean, they're all great. They're like Dr. Seuss rhymes, And I have no hatred toward it. I'm just saying the words in itself are fucking hilarious. Porch monkey is a funny term.
I said to Jesus, I said, I wish they had a tax that we could just pay every month, came out of our paycheck, and then we got to use the N-word. Because I would never use it in hate. I would love to use it the way Chappelle uses it in my special. Instead I use the word bitch or motherfucker.
Right.
But I would love to use it in an affectionate like an affectionate terminology to describe a male or a man or my two daughters, these two. Like I just would love.
That'd be hilarious.
I would
dog.
Yeah. Oh, this like.
Oh man, because it's such a funny word.
It's such a and I'm just as outraged when I hear someone use it as a slur to someone or about someone. I'm just as outraged as anyone else.
It's crazy. You're like, holy shit.
But I have a different perspective where I go, when I hear Chappelle use it as a comic, I go, God damn it, man, that's a tool in my tool belt I don't have that I would love. Or I'd love the comparable. And I guess, maybe the work I have to do is find my N-word.
Right. And also, I just see jokes as the shell of a puzzle. I don't see it as like this feelingsy thing. Like, I have a joke in my act where I say, it's got to be hard to be a kid now. When we were so lucky as kids. I used to do it in your tour there where I'd say, back when we were a kid, you had not a care in the world. You run to the car and yell shotgun. Now the only time a kid yells it out now is in a classroom, and people are like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, to me, I just see shotgun. The joke clicks. That's it. I don't see the whole inner webbing of people dying and feelings and parents who lost kids. I don't have any of that. To me, it's just the puzzle part.
I had a joke where I would say we had to go to George's choir concert, and it was like fucking 4 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
And the joke was, I wrote it the night we went to the choir concert. I then left to do a spot after the choir concert. I just sat through a 4-hour choir concert, and everyone was like, "Oh." I was like, "Yeah, where's a school shooter when you need one?" Or like even
that's funny.
I mean, I still to this day, and it's like I laugh. I tried to explain this to someone one time. I go, "What you find funny, I also find funny, but what I find funny, you won't always find funny."
Right.
Like things that make me laugh are like really when you're not supposed to laugh. Like, do you remember I could not stop showing you guys the Louis C.K. parent video?
Oh man, we were dying.
Could not
in
stop
Utah.
laughing.
Yeah.
Because he was not trying to be funny, and that's when people are
Of
their
course,
funniest.
of course. Yeah, that was comedy gold.
It was when he goes, this famous comedian was yerking off. I could not stop laughing at that. And I go, I know that this kid lost a child.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the pain and grief he's gone through. I can't imagine the anger he had when he saw Louis joking about it.
Yeah, of course.
And all of that coupled by him inadvertently being very funny in what is not meant to be fun. It's like fucked up shit makes me laugh. Today I just said this today. We got a new puppy and I was cuddling with it, and I was just loving this puppy. I mean, this puppy cuddles so fucking hard. It is almost, I've never seen anything like it. And I go, someone's had to have fucked their dog. Like
that's great.
But like I can't
That's
say that to like
hilarious.
my wife's friends.
Right.
They don't get it. They
yes.
just would be like, what
I
the
have thoughts
fuck?
like that all the time. I'll sit there and go, do you think pedophiles that fuck little girls make fun of pedophiles that fuck little boys? Like, look at these fucking gay pedos, fucking homo. And I'm like, that's an actually interesting thought to me.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to have a debate about it, but people go, what the fuck? Holy shit. But like, to me, that's something. Let's dig into this.
Yeah. I was trying to break down the premise of racism. I'll try to do this again to you, but doesn't. I have the intro line. I just need to do the math
I
to
can't wait.
figure out the punchline.
Can't wait.
The intro line.
It's all about the math. That's all I see is the math.
The intro line is ultimately black people have to thank white people for racism.
All right. Let's see.
Okay, so
already grips you.
Already grips you, right? The premise is I can't figure it out, and no one can seem to agree with me. I've run it in the back of the store trying to pick it apart.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, you're just missing me. What I realized, I was watching a documentary, a Ken Burns documentary on music, and they were saying how back in the day, like ultimately white people were obsessed with black people because them doing blackface, they would, and all the songs about that they'd write in blackface were about how good the white slave owners were and how good they had, but they were dressed in blackface, complimenting the white people. And this black woman said, white people have always been infatuated with black people.
Yes.
And I went, okay. And then I thought, in the 1800s, there was technically
very few black people.
no, there was tons.
Oh, really?
There were slaves.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But and by the way, don't hang your hat on any of the terms we currently know. Okay.
Okay.
There was technically no one called anyone a racist because that was just the status quo.
Yeah, it was just normal.
It was just normal. So what we now know as racist was normal.
Mhm.
Okay. Cut to the 1960s, 1950s. In order for them to be for there to be a thing like racism, white people had to identify it. Black people knew it was there forever,
Interesting.
but white people had to go, hey guys, actually
is
you're being
wrong.
racist. This is wrong.
Right.
So if it wasn't for white people, black people would never have gotten to call us racist.
Right.
So I was trying to break down that thought, but I can't get it.
That's
can't
a
get
tough
it
one.
in a succinct.
Yeah, I like where your head's at, but boy, that's it. As they say, you're gonna be jumping over a lot of laser beams on that
Yeah.
puppy.
Yeah.
But I like it. I like that's to me, figuring that joke out is what makes comedy worth doing. Because that's gonna be really something in 8 years when you crack that.
Yeah, it's gonna take fucking forever.
Yeah, Louis always had that joke about how we should not be so mean to pedophiles. We should punish them less.
Yeah, so they don't kill our kids.
So they don't kill the kids.
It's a brilliant idea.
Brilliant idea, but people go, whoa. People don't hear everything, you know? I got a new joke about, I read a news article, they're putting microchips in fat people's brains and it zaps them when they think about food. And I was like, well, the joke is if we have that technology, we should use that on pedophiles.
Yeah.
You know, like, and people go, whoa. And I'm like, well, what would you rather? You know, like, they just hear a pedophile and they get all weird about it. So that joke's hard because it's fat people, which is always tough, and then pedos throws in later. But I'm not wrong.
Oh, and then you hear, I had a joke about, I said, you ever say something so stupid you don't realize it's stupid until someone calls you out on it?
Yeah.
I said to my wife the other night, I said, why don't they just allow kiddie porn so that way
You wouldn't fuck them.
you wouldn't fuck them.
Or you fuck them less.
And this woman, by the way, the joke's not over. This woman in the audience goes, no.
Yes.
No jokes about that. No jokes about that. And I went, hold on, asshole.
Yeah.
By the way, she was a fan.
Oh, wow.
And I said, hang on. Did you think that was over? Did you think that joke was over?
Exactly.
I do this for a fucking living. Don't say anything, because now you made the next part of the joke uncomfortable because everyone's thinking I'm not allowed to talk about that. I do this for a living. You're fucking up the process.
Yes.
Because the joke was, Leanne looked at me and goes, I can't believe you say something that fucking stupid. And I go, what? She goes, Bert, in order to make kiddie porn, someone's got to fuck kids.
That's a great
and
joke.
I was like, oh, yeah. I never thought about that.
Well, couldn't you just have a girl like do a little strip tease? You don't need her to fuck him, right?
No.
I don't know how kiddie porn works, which I guess is pretty good.
Yeah, it's one porn I've never seen.
Never seen it. I've seen gay. I've seen animal.
I've never seen animal.
Oh, it's wild, man. I saw a dog fucking a girl once, and she was loving it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's my screensaver.
Oh.
It's my background. I'll send it to you. It's a doozy. It's like a German Shepherd just like banging away, and they're so quick, and he had that fucking red lipstick going. And the girl, she was like a hot blonde. She was taking it and loving it.
My God, what did her dad do to her?
Oh, how about the girl blowing? I saw the girl blow a horse once. That was crazy.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, that was
I've heard of the girl blow a horse, the guy getting fucked to death. I actually thought of the guy that got fucked to death by a horse today. I actually thought of that
I think
today.
about that all the time, too.
I started watching these girls on Evil Angel.
What's
this girl,
that?
Adriana Chechik. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous, but man, she does stuff that isn't even sex. It's more like jackass. Like, just like fucking, they were putting balls in her asshole.
What?
Like just they were putting like cue ball sized balls in her asshole.
Yeah.
I'm watching it. And I'm like barely paying attention. And all of a sudden she shoots out a white like softball out of her asshole. I'm like, wait, I got to back up. When did that go in?
Wow. That's a picture. I mean, that's insane. How do you get a softball?
It was fucking huge.
Wow. Yeah, that's not even hot, really.
I'm still toying with the idea of when my next Netflix special comes out, of sending like 10 porn stars, doing a meeting, right? Giving them talking points, telling them what I want, and then sending them out to the 10 biggest radio stations the day my special drops to do press for me. Fly them out.
That's not bad.
And have them do press for me so that I'm covered on the 10. So we've got coming in Adrian Chechik. And so like, how did this happen? Well, Bert found me online. He made a joke about, well, he watched me swap cum with another girl. And but like,
that's brilliant.
But I'm also fascinated.
The softball can have your name of the special on it. You know, it pops out and like, here you go. June 13th.
So I can put a softball in my asshole. So I thought I'd show you guys that.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Oh, cool. We're special. June 13th.
You ever heard of Supermensch?
No.
Oh, what's his real name? Give that a Google there, will you, Hartford? He's this guy. He's a agent, and he was Alice Cooper's agent, Groucho Marx, Teddy Pendergrass, all these, Linda Ronstadt, all these big names. Shep Gordon, old Jewish guy from Long Island. He thought Janis Joplin was getting raped by a black guy. It turned out to be her boyfriend, Jimi Hendrix. That's how they met. Then he started managing them. Crazy story. But he had Alice Cooper on the roster. He had to get his name out, and he just said, fuck it, and he rented out, like, the Palladium, which is, like, 2,000 seats. Nobody heard of this guy. So, like, what are you, crazy? He's like, I got an idea. So he spent all the money he had and bought a big bus with a billboard on the bus, and he cut the brake line and had the billboard crash in Piccadilly Circus or whatever. And it just crashed there, and they couldn't move it. Like a wheel came off. He rigged it so it would break. So now this billboard is on the fucking news as like this thing is ruining traffic, and all these millions of people are seeing it, and it's sold out. I mean, it's shit like that where like this guy had no money, he had to figure it out, he had to make it work, and that was just one of the stories. I read the whole book.
That is, what's the name of the book?
It's called Superbench. That's what everybody calls him because he's such a nice guy.
It's a documentary.
Yeah, and it's the
Where
doc
can I
is
find
killer.
it, Halston? Where can I find it? I'm watching it tonight.
He also invented the celebrity chef. He invented Emerald. He invented like the TV. Bam! Like you gotta have a catchphrase. Like that was not chefs are just chefs. He invented that whole thing, like Wolfgang Puck and all that. Get the merch out there. Start selling, pots.
Yeah.
That's all him.
I think that it would be a good publicity. There's a girl, Lisa Ann. I've talked about her.
I love Lisa Ann.
I'm online a lot, and so I get on Jim and Sam, whatever is going on, and Lisa Ann was on like 4 of the bigger radio shows and podcasts in New York, and I was like, wow, I wonder what she's selling, because I saw her pop up.
Yeah, I remember that
a lot, and I went, and she was just selling tickets to a fucking strip club in Levittown.
What?
And I was like, okay.
What?
I go, there's something here. You've got someone who, first of all, is beautiful. Second of all, everyone gets the idea that they may be able to fuck her.
Yes.
And so everyone's cool to her.
Yeah.
And she was good on press. And I was like, I had reached out to her and I was like, yo, you got to come on my podcast. So what I was going to try to do is interview, try to get maybe 10, maybe just 5 porn stars, because I don't want to blow the budget. But because it may not work. 5 porn stars, 5 radio stations that will have fun with this and get them, have fun, but get them on the podcast and get to know them.
Mm-hmm. I love it. That's fucking great, man. I don't even know if you need radio. You could probably just put them on YouTube. Although, I guess you can't have nudity on YouTube. But yeah, those porn stars are cool. They're like comics. They've seen it all. They're fun. They're funny. They're gross.
I told Whitney that I wanted her. She had a sex robot.
Yeah.
And I said, you should direct a porn and have a porn star fuck your robot. You direct it. Make it tasteful. Make it beautiful.
Yeah.
She can't do it. She's too attached to the robot. So then I said to Leanne, I'm going to get a sex robot of me, and I'm going to have my favorite porn stars fuck me.
Oh,
fuck my robot.
That's killer.
And I'm going to cut it with, the robot will be the majority of the thing, but every now and then it'll be my face.
That's great.
Yeah, and just put it on Pornhub.
Yeah, you got to give yourself a huge dong.
Yeah.
Massive.
Dick.
Just like it's all.
Or maybe I'll make it the exact dick I have.
No, and no, they don't want to bum everybody out. Come on. But yeah, no, that's a killer idea. See, this is.
I love good marketing.
Yeah,
I love when you hear. I did not think the dance video I did was going to get very much traction.
Viral.
Yeah, but it was.
You could move, man. I was impressed.
I could barely move.
You got it going.
What's funny about it is you go, so what's next? You go, well, you can't really predict what's next. I love the idea of. I wanted to start. There's this bar real close to where I live. I think it was going through some financial troubles at one point. They were on bar rescue.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, if I did bar rescue, I would really take big swings at bars.
Yeah,
I wanted to have a place called Rickshaws, right? And you set up 10 rickshaws on Riverside, right?
Yeah, and that could be your name, Rick Shaw.
Rick Shaw.
Yeah,
and then the deal was, if you lived within a mile of the bar, or maybe less, maybe a quarter mile of the bar, rickshaws would get you to and from on a rickshaw.
That's pretty good.
And I was like, and no one could ever. Can I tell you one of my most brilliant marketing schemes ever?
I can't wait. Hit me, fatty.
I wanted to do a bust of my body. Okay, make it this big. All right, this big, and it would go on top of the urinal cages, and it would be me, shirt off, mouth open, so people could piss in my mouth at bars, and just do Body Shots World Tour.
Oh yeah,
and then just half of what fame is just people hearing your name 3 times in a month.
It's true. It's true.
That's happened to Cardi. That's how Cardi B.
Oh really?
I didn't know.
She just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and
she was a stripper
in
the Bronx. ...
Cardi B, and I'm like, huh? And then Cardi B, and then I said as a joke, I go, Georgia, I'm going to see if I can go one full year of not knowing who Cardi B is. And she goes, "You're never going to do
It's
it.
not gonna-
She's everywhere."
It's like herpes. You can't get rid of it.
4 months later, we're in the car, and I'm playing a song, and I'm like, "Do I really like this song?" And Georgia goes, "Dad, this is Cardi B." And
Damn.
I'm like, "Motherfucker."
Damn. I had a little glimpse of that. Nothing crazy. I've never really gone viral, but with that morning show, the Cleveland, that was a
See,
taste.
but that's okay. Can I tell you, like, if you're talking about you as a comedian, what seems to resonate, at least for me and other people, is when you go off book entirely.
Yeah.
Like
you're
Rogan
probably right.
and that, where you're just like hungover,
Right.
barely there emotionally,
Yes.
don't give a fuck.
Yes. You're right. That's when it clicks. But I don't know. I get so nervous about all these people and comics and coming down on you that I get a little more buttoned up. But sometimes the shit hits the fan and you just get loose.
Yeah, you loose is fucking hilarious.
All right, I got to get looser.
One of my biggest clips was a morning radio or TV clip. I just walked off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't walk off. Like we're doing the interview and they want to talk about Travel Channel, and I was like, and I don't remember what I did, but I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. My shows are sold out, and I just got up and left, and they started laughing, and then I went over to the weather girl, took my shirt off, and started going thunderstorms.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
That was a big clip. I did that, and when I got to the club, they were like, "We could add 5 shows right now," and I was like, "Really?"
So that works.
Oh, have you ever seen Tracy Morgan
No.
on morning radio?
Mm-mm. Seen Bobby Lee.
Not morning radio, morning television. He comes up, he gets on morning radio, morning television, and he's just not even, "I want them wheelchair gloves, wheelchair gloves so I can ride around. Yeah, this is my mating call. I'm getting someone pregnant this weekend, San Antonio." Just off the fucking, they were like the funnest watching his television.
Did they freak
interviews.
out? Were they like, "Oh, you can't say, hey, stop that," or would they let him go?
I think he gets a real big pass because he's black and they're pretty much uptight white people,
Right.
So they can't really call him on anything because he's just speaking authentically.
Yeah.
And if they go, "Hey, you can't talk like that. I can't be black,"
Right.
Yeah. So
It's actually the ultimate racism of like, hey, if you do it, like, hey, white guy, you know better.
Oh, my
whereas him,
God.
they're like, hey, let him go. He's a black guy.
I got into a thought spiral yesterday about this article I read about how black people can't be racist because they don't have the power.
Right. I've heard
That's what the theory was. By the way, I am kind of half remembering a little bit, but I remember reading that and going, so in effect, you're saying black people are powerless? And so then isn't that in fact racist to say that you'll never be as powerful as a white person?
Right.
I was like that, and I was like, you can't say that. And then I was like, well, maybe that is the door prize that the black community gets for having to undergo all this racism all the time, is that they can't get called out on being racist.
That's the privilege in a way.
Yeah.
Like Patrice always say that. He's like, hey, because of slavery, what I get is saying whatever I want. And
Yeah.
you're like, all right, well, at least you acknowledged it. That's all I need is like, okay, that's fair. Just tell me. Otherwise, we're all bullshitting each other.
Can you imagine Patrice as a slave?
Oh, so fat. He'd pick
You'd
one
have to have a
cotton.
really good white understanding,
Yeah.
great sense of humor, like Conan O'Brien.
Right. Wait, I had a thing about your spiraling out racially. Damn it, I lost it. It was what if you grew up like I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood and they were so mean to me, joking. It was the 90s and white bitch, cracker, whatever. And it hurt my feelings because you're the minority in that moment. You're the minority. And there was definite racism. Like, yeah, my dad doesn't want you coming over. He doesn't like white people. And you're like, well, I get that there's like a power struggle and all that, but like, I'm the only white guy in this neighborhood and he doesn't like white people. He won't let me in your house. I don't care who you are. That's racism.
Yeah. I definitely think I got beat up by a bunch of black guys.
Really?
In high school. And it was because I was white.
Yeah.
And to say that wasn't a hate crime.
Right.
When the things that they were yelling at me were all derived out of hate.
Yeah. It's strange. I guess it doesn't sell tickets. Like no one makes that a headline. Like hate crime against white guy. People are like, wait, what?
By the way, it was one black guy. But I just started punching up the story, and in the middle, I was like, there were other black guys there,
Yeah.
who were yelling stuff about me.
Oof.
And so I was
I've
like,
been
I remember
there, man.
thinking, if I punch him and knock him out, do I really think they're going to go, well, you bested him.
Yeah, exactly.
Good job. So I just was like, I'll just rather get beat up by one guy
Yeah.
than a plethora.
Wow. Scary. I know that feeling. It's a bummer. It's not just getting beat up. It's that like I'm getting beat up because of my race. That's a weird feeling.
It's horrible to think that think of, obviously it still happens to black people, and I think it's horrible, but what I really empathize with was the times when it happened to like someone like Emmett Till, who did nothing.
Yeah.
Who did nothing.
Yeah.
And even the woman who said that he winked at her or blew her a kiss or whatever, on her deathbed said, I lied.
I know.
What
What a cunt. Brutal. Man.
She couldn't live with it. She couldn't take it to her grave.
Yeah, I bet she probably wanted to bang him, and then that's how she dealt with it. There's always some kind of personal projection.
I forget what black comic said it. I'm thinking it might have been Sherrod.
I think it was Chappelle.
No, Sherrod said basically when white women came out. I don't know if it was Sherrod, but I don't want to. If someone doesn't like this, don't go at Sherrod. But his name's Sherrod Smalls on Instagram, and so, but Sherrod said something to the effect of that catcalling video.
Yeah.
Came out, and he was like, "Yeah, white people don't like it. What are you gonna do? Lynch me like you did Emmett Till? Because that's the way we communicate, and this has always happened. This is what we got killed for back in the day, is a white man trying to talk to, or a black man trying to talk to a white woman.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we communicate.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, you don't hear a lot of black women getting upset about catcalling.
No.
because that's how, like, it's just it's a different culture.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
It's being accepting of someone's culture. And then I don't think he said this, but it is the problem with gentrification.
You're changing it.
You're coming into my neighborhood and you're saying, hey,
I don't like this.
This
Change
doesn't
it.
happen anymore.
Right.
Clean up these streets. No one's shooting dice. No one's sitting on the stoop
Exactly.
talking shit. And I definitely don't want you speaking to me as I walk down your street.
Right.
And I think that's what he said, but I was drunk when he was telling me it.
But it must be so. A friend of mine, black guy, will get into these big conversations with women, and they're like, "Well, you don't understand what it's like." And he's like, "Bitch, don't white-splain me." And she'll immediately go, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't want to see." Because the threat of racism is so scary for the crackers.
We started talking about Chelsea doing, and we're doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
What oh fuck! What was I just gonna say?
White-splain.
Oh, how about Carl dying?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, crazy.
Fucking insane.
I mean, he pushed it. That guy ate candy, smoked, and really would drink beers and just eat like pot roast.
He had to snort coke every now and then.
Probably,
right?
yeah. I mean, I don't want to speak out of anal, but
I loved him.
Greatest guy. Just good laugher, fun, like zest for life, all that shit. A hell of a cook.
Yeah, that stinks.
I know.
I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm really bummed that Opie's show left SiriusXM.
Yeah,
it was a fun show to do.
It's an amazing show.
I really liked Opie's show. It was very, very different than Jim and Sam.
Oh yeah,
and he had his kind of cast of revolving characters that he had. It was a fun show to do.
It was super fun, and O&A was a big influence on me. Just listening to that coming up. I was
like, man, O&A was the biggest influence on me.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, Patrice, he's a guy, talk about it, his act was amazing, brilliant comic, but when he would go, like, on the radio, there was nothing better.
Did you ever hear his bit about just hating Asians?
No.
It's almost identical to what Shane Gillis was talking about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but there was not a lot of humor in what he was saying.
Yeah.
And what Patrice was saying, he was just saying he doesn't like them.
Oh, shit. Well, that's way worse.
I listened to it now. I remember hearing it on the radio and going like, wow, this is hard. But then hearing it after all this wokeness showed up and being like, motherfucker.
I know.
You should give it some of the stuff Patrice did was like, it was more theories on life.
Yes.
That he was trying to figure out the theory first, then write the joke about his experience with that theory.
Well, he's got the great quote, good jokes and bad jokes come from the same place. You got to let us try. We have to throw it out there, see if it sticks, and if it doesn't, we'll move on. But you can't penalize us for the throwing it out there.
Yeah. It stinks too because I have a great joke. I have a great joke that's one of those jokes that you just can't tell anymore.
Mhm.
It's such a good joke. It bums me
I got
out.
one of those too.
It bums me out because I go, by the way, I can totally tell it. I have no problem telling it. But I don't want to deal with the headache.
Yeah, exactly. I have one. It shuts the room down pretty good. Like 8 people are like, I love it, but it's not worth it. It involves the N word, but it's perfect.
Same.
Perfect joke structure. But,
Perfect joke structure. Perfect story. True story.
Yeah, same.
Fucking
Same.
brilliant.
What if it's the same bit? Can I hear yours? We'll just say the N word instead of saying the actual word.
Very short. I'll give you a short version.
All right.
I had to drop off my keys at my my boss's in college, and he was having a huge party. I was in a convertible, and I couldn't find a parking spot, and I didn't want to, leaving a convertible out at a party. I didn't know anyone, but
Sure.
when I was at college for a long time, and me not knowing anyone at this party kind of was like odd.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, whatever. I was like, you know what? I'll just come back in the morning and drop them off in the morning. And so I pull my car around, and it's like bumper to bumper. It's a big apartment complex in Tallahassee, bumper to bumper. I'm not moving at all. And then all of a sudden, I start going into another party on the exact opposite side of the complex, and it's an entire black party.
Mm-hmm.
And car gets stuck in the middle. Traffic's not moving. Black people are just staring at me, like just staring at me. Andrew Schultz said, instead of saying the N word, I should say pancakes. So
I'm confused already.
I'll tell you. So
I think they're more
black
of
guy
a
looks at me.
waffle.
Black guy looks at me and says, "White boy, are you scared?" And I'm like, "No." And he was like, "What did you just say?" I'm not looking at him. I said, "No." And he said, "Look at me when you talk to me." Now I'm like, okay, now I'm really fucking scared.
Yeah.
I'm not letting him know. And I go, I'm not scared. And he goes, "You're the one white boy in the middle of all these black people. We're all staring at you like you don't belong and you're not scared." And I said, "No." And he goes, "Well, tell me if you're scared now." And he reaches into my car, hits my horn, and in the best white voice ever goes, "Move it, pancakes." And it it was so funny.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I'm like, "No."
Right.
And then they come and grab me. They tried to pull me out of my car. And then the guy jumped in. He goes, "It was me. It was me. I said it." And they're like, "What?" He's like, "I said it. Yeah, it was me."
Whoa.
And it was like the greatest moment of like,
that really happened?
true story. 100%
Wow.
true story. 100% true story.
Damn, that's a funny guy.
It's a really funny guy.
He fucked with you pretty good. but
His
that's
name
funny.
was Lil Duval. I don't know what happened to him.
Mine is
Just say pancakes.
all right. I got lost in upstate New York, and I couldn't figure out. I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't know where I was going. So I see this black girl in the corner. She was really pretty, and I go up to her and I talk to her. I'm like, "Hey, can you help me?" And we're kind of flirting a little bit, like we're like hitting it off. And she's laughing, and I'm zinging and zanging. And this guy drives by in a truck, like a hillbilly guy, and yells out, "Pancake lover!" And I was like, Jesus, man, I just met this girl, and you're gonna use the L word already? Slow down, that's an important word. We should bury that word. Blah blah blah.
Use the L word.
Yeah, maybe I could bring it back. I don't know.
I saw Sophia Bush. I think she was the girl from Good Day or the Good Morning Show or whatever, Today Show.
Yeah.
She doesn't curse. And they were talking about times. They were talking about inappropriate times. The story she was trying to say was she was in an elevator one time and she farted with a man in the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of saying farted, she goes, "I F-worded with this man in the elevator."
Oh.
And everyone's like, "Oh my God," because they think she said, "I just fucked this guy in the elevator."
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh my God." She goes, "Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it myself. I never do that." And I literally was
That's
on the road
great.
and I sat up in bed laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God, she's so politically correct. She doesn't know what she just said."
That's great. Yeah, it really smelled in there. There was a funk in the room.
Really smelled. I mean, I got home, I had to change my underwear.
So I got to ask, did you cut back on the booze?
Yeah.
Okay.
I took a month.
A month?
Where I drank. I had to get ready for Sober October. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, my cardiologist is like, you're starting to get a fatty liver. And I was like, okay.
Starting? That's pretty good.
Yeah. First time I've ever had my liver enzymes up ever. And so he's like, you got to lose weight. And I was like, okay. So that night I came home and I poured a glass of wine and I was like, I'm going I'm gonna eat lean, and then I just was like, God damn it, man! If I drink this wine, I'm not gonna feel great tomorrow. I'm not
Yep.
gonna want to work out.
Yep.
I said if I want to lose weight, I got to be serious about it. So I cut back. This is gonna sound insane, but I only drank on Fridays and Saturdays,
Okay, that's not bad.
and so for 1 month I just drank probably like 8 times,
Yeah.
and
What about the shows though? Are you just
I
doing
didn't do
water?
any shows that one.
Oh.
But here's the other thing though. I don't drink before I go on stage. So like, and if I do a show, I can very easily not drink on stage. It doesn't bother me after the shows when I have a hard time.
Yeah.
After the shows when I have a hard time.
Same
But
here.
I didn't do any shows that month. So I just basically just hung out at home and cooked for the girls. And I ate clean. I started intermittent fasting.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and that's what the other thing with drinking is I wasn't drinking. So I would have my last meal at 8 o'clock and I wouldn't eat again until noon.
Right.
And then I'd go to hot spin class in the morning. And I think my liver got healthy. And the second it did, I just started losing weight.
Wow.
And so, because you can't lose weight with the fucking fatty liver.
the part of the boozing is the time. You're just sitting there going, the clock's just ticking. You know, when you have a drink, it's like, it feels fun. It takes the edge off. You just feel better. I mean, I know the hangovers and the fatty and all that is bad, but like, there's just so much time in a day when you're sober.
Yeah, well, you know, what I was doing at the time was really nerdy, but like I was getting up early.
Yeah, no,
with
that's
the
good.
girls.
And being productive is another high.
Go to
in a
hot
way.
spin class, come back. We do like 2 podcasts a day almost. A podcast every single day. And then I'd go pick up the girls, make them dinner. 8 o'clock would be done. And then we would all the family would watch a movie together, and I'd get in bed and I'd read. I read a book. Yeah, and so it was a really fun
It's a better life.
month.
Ultimately.
You feel so much. I mean, my hangovers have gotten to a place where like I have always enjoyed hangovers.
What?
I love hangovers.
I'm hurting right now. I don't know what's the like.
But I
Any
don't.
coffee, by the way.
But I like. I've always liked hangovers, but I was getting to a place where I was like, I couldn't see the forest for the trees in my hangover. Like I'd be like so overwhelmed by the hangover that it, like right before that month that I was like, the booze wasn't. I wasn't enjoying it as much as I'd always enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, Corolla has that great line of, I like alcohol so much that I don't want to abuse it. And that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I just like having a scotch or 2 or a couple tequilas. I used to black out, and I don't do that anymore because I want to just enjoy it. I want to get the slight buzz and then go home.
Yeah. Well, let's text Ari and see what time would you want to do tomorrow?
I don't have a show till 8.
I want to do. What if we did early?
Well, I got a pod.
What time?
1.
Should we do after 1?
Sure. I'll do after 1.
Let me text Ari and me.
Oh, perfect. I'm doing Fighter and the Kid. How long is that?
We have 2? Who's the other one? What time's Bobby?
Ooh. They made up.
They were fighting?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
Well, the original fight, like in the 80s, you know, when they had a fist fight in the Comedy Store.
Wait, what?
What? I mean, I don't want to jizz on Ari's taco, but this is his story. But apparently Bobby was hitting on Natasha quite a bit. And so Ari was like, hey, stop. And he didn't stop. So they got into a fist fight. And it's always been a little staticky, and they just made up. I don't know, a little while ago.
I thought they were good friends.
They're cool, but it was always in the air.
Really?
Yeah. And like they did a podcast together, and it all comes out. It's got like 1 million views already.
Shut up.
Yeah, it was a good app. I listened. It was fun seeing Ari really get emotional.
Is it up right now?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Man, Natasha was nothing but bad. Did you see Ari dancing?
No.
Oh my God. Look at Ari dancing in this video.
Oh, I saw that. That's great.
I love it.
It caught me for a second. I was like, wow.
It caught me too.
He can move. But yeah, that Europe trip, that was tough, man. Like you even, it felt like we're like struggling.
I was. Towards the end, I think my thing with, I was so good on the majority of our flights, and then I'd have like a beer or 2 at the airport, and then 2 beers in the air, and then cut it off.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a lot. It would be 8 a.m., 7 a.m., and you were, remember that time you almost yacked in Copenhagen? We're at the airport bar, and you're like,
oh my God.
And he held it in.
I almost threw up at the bar.
Yeah, and I was talking to some local, and he was like, is he okay?
Yeah, because I needed I needed the buzz. That's when I'm the worst. Is like when I'm hungover, I don't want to drink, but I need the buzz to relax my stomach to get on the plane. That is the fucking worst. Look at this beast.
Jesus, your wife looks terrible. But yeah. Yeah, that was a fun trip. And then Shane Torres, funny guy, check him out. He came out and he did 2 nights. He was done after the first, and I was like, "We've been doing 14 days, you pussy. Come on,
that's fucking
suck
great.
it up."
Yeah, I keep fucking forgetting to text Ari, but yeah, we'll do booze.
Yeah, can we take a dip, booze and dip?
Yeah, you want to do a pool podcast?
Ooh, let's do it.
Can we set that up, Halston?
All right.
Hey, let's sit up outside because Tom. Maybe we'll do cigars inside with Bobby. And then pool podcast.
I don't know Bobby, so maybe I'll hang back until.
No, Bobby. No, Bob. Well, Bob. I'm just doing Bobby and me. Early.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on 1 second. You know I'm saying Bobby Kelly, right?
Oh, I thought you said Bobby Lee. oh, Ari and Bobby Kelly are thick as thieves.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I know the Bobby guy. God damn it.
Can you imagine Bobby Lee hitting on Natasha? Get out of here.
Yeah,
or Bobby Kelly?
It's not totally out of his fucking...
Well, maybe in the 80s when he was, sexy.
Pool podcast.
He doesn't drink.
Who? Bobby Kelly?
Yeah.
And Bobby Lee.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Nobody when you started comedy, everybody was on heroin and,
Dude,
fucking
I got
whores.
fucked with friends.
And now it's all sober and kale.
All my friends.
Segura, does he drink?
His thing's cake.
Cake? The band? That's so crazy. I mean, cake is better than booze, I guess, but you're not going to take the edge off of the cake.
No, no. Segura drinks a little bit. He doesn't drink.
He
doesn't
smart.
drink to get drunk. He has no interest in getting drunk. He'll catch a tad bit of a buzz, and that's it.
God, I love a buzz.
But Segura likes being silent too.
That's true. He's a quiet guy.
He does. He's very confident. So like he could just go like, "Hey," and you're like, "Hey, how you doing?" Good.
Right.
And that's all he needs to say for the whole night.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, "Hey, should we? Do you want?" And I think that's why we're friends. Is he's like, I'm not going to talk, but I'm cool with you talking.
Right. I respect guys like that because I don't have that. I'm actually like him, where I'm kind of a quiet guy and an introvert and all that. But I feel like I have to shuck and jive a little because I don't want to let anybody down.
Yeah,
so
I'm that way.
When I meet people like that, I'm like, I'm envious of how secure you are in your quietness.
Yeah, I don't. Push is the same way. They both could very easily never go outside.
Yeah,
and they would not miss it at all. They could actually spend a week. I'm imagining not talking to anyone other than their quiver of nannies.
What?
They've got like 9 nannies or something.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, well, they don't want to parent these children. They just want to have them.
Boy, that is nice. I would love to have kids and not rear them.
No, they have. I think they have 2.
Oh,
they have
okay.
they got one when the babies were babies, like a night nanny to let Push sleep.
Yeah.
But now I think they probably just have 2. I don't know. We had a nanny though.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had a nanny
all our
growing
nannies
up.
were fucking beautiful.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Oh no.
You can't do that.
No, it was the greatest.
Well, I mean, what do? They bend over to pick up the toys? I would just be, rock hard.
They were always we had one that was so hot it was a problem.
What, are you crazy? Your wife must have hated that.
Oh, my wife hated this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hated this girl really bad. This girl, very quickly we realized she had no interest in being a nanny. She wanted to be an actress.
Oh.
And was hoping that I would put her in something. And of course I put her in something. And the second that happened, everything changed.
Wow. That's gross. Yeah, my mom was smart. She hired a fucking transvestite crossdresser.
Yeah, well, I was listening to that podcast. I knew about that guy or woman. What happened to... What was the terminology? What does transvestite mean?
Well, I think it's just the old-fashioned way of saying cross-dress. Now it's cross-dresser. I don't know if it's transgender because there's nothing to do with gender changing. It was just clothes. It was just clothes. He still had a dick and,
Fuck women?
Nah, he was gay.
Oh, yeah.
But,
black?
Yeah, big black guy, like linebacker, Joe, what is it, Refrigerator Perry, motherfucker. I almost said pancakes, but yeah, big black guy. And he would, just cool dude, street guy, but liked wearing high heels. And he was a burlesque dancer at night. He had a boa and all that. It was hilarious, but he was like a normal guy, just wearing a wig, mopping.
That's crazy.
It was a weird, but you got used to it after 2 days. And he taught me everything. Like, taught me how to drive and stuff. Cool dude. Gave me tips on life and this and that. And
he's got to be dead now, huh?
yeah, he fucked a guy. We gave him our van. Like, he was a friend of the family, and my parents were like, take our van. It's an old van. We don't want it. You can have it. And he hooked it up with a guy in the van, whipped it out. The guy flipped and killed him. He thought it was a woman. Some drunk guy. So he's no longer with us, but good egg. Just a weird, like, 90s thing where you could just meet a guy and you're like, come be in our family. And he was like, all right. And it was a very go-with-the-flow lifestyle. My parents are open-minded, most liberal, like, to a fault. Like, my bike would get stolen, I'd come home crying, and they'd go, what happened? I go, yeah, a bunch of black kids stole my bike. And they go, well, they need it. You know, let them have it. I'm like, that was a huffy. That was a good
traumatized.
Stuff. Yeah, I got a black eye. They're like, yeah, you know, who knows what's going on at their house, and, you know, reparations and mule. So, yeah, so you had to go, you went, all right, I guess that's that.
Let's see if Ari replied. Not yet. Do you see how this picture of him, how gross he is?
Oof, what is that? That's a couple of years ago?
It's like a couple of years ago on the Great Wall of China.
Uh-huh.
And he's got a mic. I guess he's doing a promo shoot for his new, he's like, hey, I'm a comedian. I got a mic.
It's funny to think of unsuccessal Ari, because I only met him when he had a TV show.
Oh.
So it's funny to think, like, he really slugged it out.
Oh yeah, he had an uphill battle.
Unsuccessful everybody. Like, think about Burr being unsuccessful is so crazy.
I remember that.
Yeah, because you just know them so well. As I remember Michael Che being like a projects kid.
I gotta see him do stand up.
Killer act.
Really?
Killer act. Underrated. Doesn't get his due.
It's hard too, because sometimes you only know people as unsuccessful, and you have a hard time seeing them when they get successful.
Yes. You're like, you don't belong here.
Like, it's not that you don't want to give them respect or you can't give them respect, but you're just like, all right, pump your brakes.
Yeah. Who do you think went the worst? Because Colin Quinn always says no one handles success well to me, not one person. Who do you think went kind of dark quick? I don't know if you can say any names, but like,
Let me think.
Who are you like, oh, this guy turned sour once he got a couple bucks? There's a lot of people who just quit comedy and they just, try to get in movies and shit and invest.
I don't know. See, like, people would always say, I'm assuming would say Dane.
Oh, yeah,
but,
I didn't know
But he
Dane.
was always the same guy. He was actually easier to be around when he got successful.
Oh, weird.
Like, he got very comfortable in his own skin.
Yeah. But there's actors, like, you see, he's always hear, like, De Niro on an interview, and you're like, what happened to you, man? Are you all right? You crazy? Like, a lot of people just go nuts.
I think Lisa Lampanelli went nuts.
Yeah, I could see that.
She didn't get a lot of respect in clubs. No one really liked her, a lot.
You got to be nice, though.
No, wasn't that she wasn't nice. No one respected her act.
Well,
and her act used to be gold rings, gold chains, and like Mr. T.
Right.
And she would be like, yo, what's
oh,
up?
really?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Ugh.
And so no one respected her. And then when she blew up, I think those are the people who are the worst, when they realize they never got any respect, and now they want to throw it in your face that, like, yeah, I'm bigger than you.
Yeah, and they're rarely the funny ones. The funny ones are always nice because they're secure.
Lampanelli quit comedy.
I know.
Yeah,
that was exciting.
She was a
theater act.
She was a big
hit.
I think in woke comedy, I don't know why it happens to women. All the women seem to wake up first.
What do you mean wake up?
Chelsea, Amy, fucking they're all super, super woke.
Maybe it's women have more empathy kind of thing, maybe?
No, but all their acts were horrific to minorities.
That's what it is. It's the overcompensation. They got to fix what the wrong they did, I guess.
I mean, like, I made racial jokes, but never as bad as I don't even think.
You were never that guy. Like, no one thinks of you as that.
No, I mean, like, I had a hard time when Amy and Sarah said that, and I talked to Nikki Glazer about this, that their characters that they played, I was like, I can't stand by characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't say, because Sarah was never a character on stage. She was a version of herself.
Sure.
Like those were things. Like I can't discern. And I just use Sarah and Amy because they both have come out and said, those were characters we played when we were younger. We've grown, we've evolved. And then you go, it's not a character. Who wrote the material for your character and who found that material funny enough to try it for your character? You did.
Yeah.
You wrote those jokes about Mexicans being filthy or whatever.
And good jokes too.
They're great jokes.
Yeah, Sarah Silverman had some brilliant shit. Like she's like, I remember she had a joke about babysitting her niece. She's like, yeah, my niece is 2, bald pussy. Jeez, they start so young. You know, like that's hilarious.
But that's not her. Like she
would think that in real life.
She would think that in real life, and then she would say it in real life on stage.
Right.
And so, like when they go, that was a character I was doing. I go, I can't buy that.
Oh, interesting.
Because sure. Then I guess. Well,
we're all in the comedy character of like right now. I'm trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're saying. It's weird. Like who's doing a character? Like Bobcat maybe was doing a character.
Bobcat was definitely doing a character. Who else? I kind of found, and this is my theory, like inside baseball theory, was that what was happening when when wokeness showed up is you saw a lot of people reverting into actual characters.
Oh, that's
so
good.
That you couldn't blame them for what they were saying.
That's good.
They were doing it in character.
Right. So you heighten it.
Yeah.
That's
it's like
good.
think about Chip Chipperson. Like that's
brilliant character.
Brilliant
Hilarious.
Character. Nothing Chip Chipperson says, all of it's cancel culture.
Yeah, but it could never get
it's
pinned to the wall because
Yeah.
it's such a case. He's wearing literally a costume. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But it just shows that comedy is these horrible things, but now we just got to find ways around it. So it's always been this thing.
I said to someone the other day, I said I was trying to explain, we're buying a house. I don't know when this is getting released. I hope we're closed escrow. But we're buying another house, a different house. And I said, the woman who owns this very sweet lady, she's, I think, in her 80s, maybe a little like late 80s. And we were walking through the house, and I said, she seems like she'd be in great shape. And they go, she really takes care of herself. And I said, yeah, because everything's very neat, everything's very clean, and she's got a lot of workout equipment. Mm. And they go, yeah, she still works every day. And Leanne goes, what does she do? I go, she's a stripper. And but by the way, we're in an open house,
right?
So like, there's no sense of humor for that. But everyone started laughing.
Yeah.
And I said, and then Leanne's like, why would you say that? Like, why? What's wrong with you? You say that? And I go, Leanne, sometimes the funniest thing is the most offensive or outrageous thing.
Yeah.
That's the fucking humor in it.
Because you don't see it. Somebody hey, this is my 2-year-old daughter. I go, hey, she's hot. It's just, I don't think she's hot, but it's the worst thing you can say. So that's humor.
It's the comedy is like, it's just you can't help it.
Right.
So like when Sarah's joke of I date a lot of people call me racist. I dated a Mexican. Would a racist date a Mexican? No, because they're filthy. You just go, that's the most outrage.
Of course.
She doesn't, I don't think she ever believed Mexicans are filthy.
Right.
But there is a thing it's the most outrageous thing you can say.
But it's also weird how we pick what outrage is allowed and what isn't. Like when Epstein hung himself, I tweeted something joke about he's well hung or whatever.
Yeah.
People loved it. Both sides loved it. But then if you say black people do this, people go, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm like, this is about a guy's death. That was way worse. He hung himself. This is about just this is like about like fucking grape soda.
Yeah.
And you're like, why are you so mad about that? What is it? It's a weird culture we have where this stuff is way worse. I mean, it's like that joke I did on Rogan about, the girl's like, hey, you look like a serial killer. I said, you look easy. And I was the bad guy somehow.
Yeah.
But you're saying I look like a murderer.
Oh, the joke I thought of sometimes I'll have jokes in the middle of the night. I'll have a joke when I'll dream a joke. The joke was I was in a train with a woman at 2 a.m, and she looked nervous. And she said, you're not going to rape me, are you? And I said, well, that would take all the fun out of it if you knew about it.
That's a great joke.
But I was
Love
like,
it.
but I woke up and I was like, I got to write that down. And then I'm like, I don't know if I need to write it down.
Right.
So I don't know where I'm going to throw that into my act. And and the other thing is, my character doesn't look like I guess I do technically look like what a date rapist would look like. But people don't see me as like a rapist.
Yeah.
Or someone that even has that dark sense of humor.
Yeah, I think you could pull it off.
Yeah.
Rape, I
I'll
mean.
see. Well, let's wrap this up. We did 2 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Do we get anywhere? All right. I always worry we talk too much comedy.
No, that's all I talk about on this podcast.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I talk about on this podcast.
How the numbers looking?
Good. Better and better and better.
Hey, people care about comedy.
Yeah. Well, I think people care about listening to comedy and comedians talking about comedy.
Crazy.
I think with this woke culture, it's done nothing but benefit us.
I think you're right.
Because people get jokes more now than ever.
Yeah, I think you're right. And people are craving it.
Look at the numbers of people that are showing up to shows.
Yeah.
And you're just like...
And this is new. Imagine talking about the business in like 10 years ago. Nobody would care, I don't think. Comedy is such like... It's part of the zeitgeist now. Like comedy is in the...
It's Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle did it, I think.
You think?
I believe he did.
With his show?
Because he quit doing his show to just focus on stand-up. And he made stand-up sexy. He made it like rock star shit.
You think so?
I think Chappelle, Rogan has a huge...
Rogan's a huge influence.
Rogan is one
impact.
of the... If they're going to do a Mount Rushmore of comics, you got to put Chappelle, Rogan...
You're talking about as in like change the game.
Game
Mount
changers.
Rushmore, yeah.
Rogan single-handedly made comedy interesting.
And then he brought the store back to life, basically.
100%.
Yeah.
By the way, Rogan's responsible for all the ticket sales in California for us comics.
Yeah, right. Kill Tony and all that shit.
All these,
Joey Diaz.
Yeah. Everyone, like, he's made
Sober
comedy.
October.
His podcast is the biggest thing that is online. And you could also argue that he is a big reason MMA is so big because he gets these fighters on there. You know them personally.
Yes.
You fall in love with a guy like Chael Sonnen, and then that becomes your guy.
Right.
And then he brings on Joey Diaz, and Joey Diaz has this like underground punk following of like fucking savages.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe.
But remember 10 years or maybe 15 years ago, you go, you know this guy Doug Stanhope? People go, who?
Oh, yeah.
They don't know what the fuck. Now, like, he's in there. Like
I said Stanhope to some people at a golf course the other day, and they're like, I love Stanhope. And I went, 10 years ago, I'd look at you and go, you're a fucking lunatic.
Exactly.
Anyone who's fans of Stanhope, well, you must be working at the golf course.
Yeah, comedy used to be this underground kind of barroom weird dude thing. And not dude thing, I shouldn't say that, but like, you know, Ellen and Seinfeld were like the weird outliers who like blew up, Cosby. Yeah. But to know about Stanhope, and now then you hear he's in a conversation with Johnny Depp. Remember that was in the news? Like Johnny Depp called Stanhope for advice. You're like, what? This is crazy. He's like a Frank Zappa, you know?
Lady Gaga went and saw Sebastian perform.
Is that right?
Like, I mean, it's just, I mean.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
People can, but here's the problem, though. Here's the clinker, is when you get that big, the more problems come in. You know, like, we got to censor, we got to shut this down. Nobody gave a fuck before. Dice was saying, sit on my Muffet, Miss Tuffet, you know. He had a couple of people get angry, but nobody cared.
I mean, Eddie Murphy came out and said,
faggot 800 times.
If faggots be looking at my ass, fuck around and get AIDS up in this bitch.
Yeah. I mean, piss, shit, fuck, motherfucker, and tits. Richard Pryor talking about burning himself and whatever. Like, nobody cared. We're like, it's comedy. It's a weird niche thing. And now it's on the table.
So I'll wait to hear from Ari, but let's plan on afternoon podcast in the pool. Some cigars, some beers. Maybe a highball or two. I
love a highball.
And then I got a red eye that night, so maybe I might come down to the store
hang
out before my red eye.
It's tonight's Comedy Chaos. That's the hottest show in town.
What's that one?
That's Sam Tripoli.
Oh yeah,
we did that one together.
I was supposed to do that tonight,
Diaz
but we got to spend time with the girls.
Santino, well, you're a good dad. You got to be a good dad. You've missed them so much.
Well, it was dude, it was a great appearance on Rogan. That's all I'll say.
Thanks.
It's a fucking blast. If you haven't heard it, go hear it. It is his podcast is Tuesday with Stories.
You got that right. You just had my partner in crime and gay lover Joe List on.
Joe List, Had Sam Morrell on twice. Haven't released those.
What?
Yeah, I know. We're so backed up on fucking podcasts.
What do you think about that one we did? That we did Big 2 in Dublin.
I didn't air the second part.
I know. Is it too dicey? We got drunk and I mean,
she was saying stuff.
Oh, we could edit that.
No, she was saying stuff that was like she wouldn't. I think all our responses were to her outrageous comments. She just got married.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she just got married.
Oh wow. That's exciting.
Yeah, and I was like, she's gonna regret this immeasurably.
Yeah,
because we all know how to bite our tongues about certain things.
Right.
She did not.
I assumed it was about a certain someone you kind of went off on.
Oh no, I didn't even think about. I would have edited that. I just would have.
Yeah,
edited
that was a lot.
I just would have edited that out. Yeah,
But
I went fucking off.
That
on
was such a killer rep. If you can get around her and that other guy, I feel like that's.
You still have it?
It was like 2.5 hours. You got to get
you
that.
Edited.
Man.
You definitely edited it.
No.
Oh, maybe I didn't send you the.
I wonder if you lost it. You think you lost
know.
the file? Because everybody on YouTube's going, this is killed. Where's the second? Where's the second? Where's the second? Where's part 2? And we were drinking, and then the next one, we come back after the show, and it's like 4 a.m. It was the end of the trip. It was the culmination. It was awesome.
Fuck, I got to get that.
You got to get that.
All right, I'll get that. I'll release that. All right, tomorrow.
Yes, text
Awesome.
me.